somewhere in upstate New York, you'll find the beautiful, high-speed, multi-purpose racing facility that plays host to the Outlaws Sim Series Gunman trucks for round number 9 of 22 this season. This is the first time we will see these trucks tackle not only left turns, but instead, mostly right-hand turns. At the virtual Watkins Glen International, road racing action comes at you live on Pit Stop TV. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual Watkins Glen, New York. Devin Zimmerman joins me on the call this evening, and Vincent Cortez is on our social media coverage. And Devin, we're at the 2.45 mile configuration of this great racing complex. I say a prime circuit for stock cars. What say you?
So, Emerson, it is very, very detailed for stock car racing at the Watkins Glen International Raceway here. You can see it is a 2.45 mile, mostly right-hand turns around this road course. Turn 1 is going to be one of your best passing zones. You get the nice run down the straightaway from the last turn. You can make a good pass getting in. That also is very wide on exit, but it narrows very quickly, so you need to make the pass and then get in line very quickly. And make your way to turns 2, 3, and 4, which we dub the S's. And that makes your way uphill all the way from turn 2 to turn 4. Then we have the nice backstretch, and then we get to turns 5, 6, 7, and 8, which has been dubbed the bus stop. This is another good passing zone if you can make it stick. It is very tricky to do, but we might see that happen a couple times. It might not go the right way for some, but that will definitely possibly be the best spot on the track to see some overshoots, some offs, different things around the track. Then we have turn 9, which is dubbed the carousel. Big sweeping right-hander. You can pick up a lot of speed and make your way down that backstretch area. Actually, there's kind of 2 backstretches, I guess, but you can make your way down that next straightaway, down to turn 10, which is another good passing zone, into turn 11, and then you're across the line, and that is a lap around Watkins Glen International.
Yeah, and in these trucks, it's going to be a very fast track at that. A lot of on-throttle time for a road course. It's kind of unusual when you take stock cars to road course and they're on the throttle. I'd say a good 85% of the lap. Again, heavy braking zones really only turns 1 and turn 1 and the bus stop, and it's kind of a braking zone down for turn 10, but it's not as heavy as say the bus stop. And in these trucks, they're gonna be kind of flying through that bus. They're gonna be attacking the curbing. But I really want to talk about that run from turn 1 to the bus stop, wide open. If you can nail turns 2 and 3, if you can nail your line through 2 and 3, you're gonna be wide open from the bottom of the hill all the way until the braking zone for the bus stop, and all the action's gonna be there in the bus stop, really. That or turn 10, and if you've seen Watkins Glen in its current state, you'll notice quite a few things. First of all, this version on iRacing is very old, to say the least. I say that 13 years old or thereabouts. You'll notice the runoff, even before they repaved Watkins Glen in 2016, there was runoff in turn 1 that extended all the way to the S's, and there's runoff off of turn 10 in real life and off the carousel. That's just not the case tonight. There is no runoff like that tonight, which means this track is actually much trickier than it is in real life. The S is very, very treacherous tonight with the old aged asphalt. A lot to watch out for tonight at the Watkins Glen International Cup configuration. Again, aged pretty well, because again, the track today that they race at Watkins Glen International as the Cup configuration is almost a completely different animal. Speaking of different animal, these standings have definitely become one. With Greg Holt, the points leader, he has a 21-point lead over Joseph Causey, and then that's kind of where the points battle at the top of the standing stops. We'll get to the point lead in just a second. I feel like that might be shifting. The title, the points lead race and the momentum for the point leader might be shifting tonight. Jeremiah Stutzman is 80 points back of point leader Greg Holt, and then this is where it gets really competitive. Devin. I mean, look at 4th place. Tyler Markle, 128 back, but behind him, Lingerfeld is 5 back. Bothwell is 6 back. Thompson is 8 back. Berger is 12 back. I mean, this is very, very tight back here, along with Setzer and Elam is 20 back. I'm sorry, Berger and Setzer, they are 16 back of Tyler Markle. But still, it's so competitive from 4th on back, and it even continues all the way to the cut line on the other side, Devin.
Yeah, exactly. Seth Fitzpatrick is only 7 points to the good right now. I'm sorry, 6 points to the good right now. He sits in 11th. Then we have a tie for the bubble between Devin Smith and Joshua Landfox there. They're sitting 159 points back from our points leader, Greg Holt, but they're only 1 point to the good. Behind him is another tie for 14th place, the first spot out. But Jason Miz has a win to his name, so he's actually in the playoffs. So James Gilliard is going to be the one that's on the outside looking in right now. Max Service, who's missed a couple races, started to get some momentum back. Was hoping to continue that a couple weeks, and then he's ran into some trouble at Martinsville, but he's still right there in 16th place, only 18 points off of the bubble, so it's still doable for him. Andrew Pratt, he's kind of been mired in the mid-pack, but he is 11 points back of Max Service there, and that's 29 points off of the bubble spot. Brandon Richardson is kind of where it takes a dive. These guys got to really start to make up some ground now if they want to have a shot at the playoffs. So Brandon Richardson there, John Mickey, and Matt Rogers. They really need to start picking it up here. This is a good track to do it at. Not a lot of guys know road courses that well. That are driving in the natural oval series that is NASCAR. But if you can hit your points and keep that truck clean tonight, there's a very good shot that you can make up a lot of points.
Absolutely. And we're looking at, like, Seth Fitzpatrick was up there in the practice times, and again, he had an amazing start to the season. Kind of fell off a little bit the last few races, but this could be the resurgence once again for Seth Fitzpatrick to reestablish himself as a title contender, and amongst others on that list of names. Andrew Pratt, outside the cut line right now, he is third quickest on the practice charts. A lot can go down tonight in the 60-lap affair at the Watkins Glen International. And let's look at the road that we've had to get here and the road that's upcoming. I mean, the wild schedule it's been thus far with Daytona, with Jason Miz getting pretty much a dominant final stage victory there at Daytona. Rockingham, where Seth Berger came out of nowhere. Homestead, Jeremiah Stutzman gets it on the late race restart. Auto Club Speedway, it was Joe Wewer dominant there. Phoenix is where Joseph Kazi dominated. Before we headed to Las Vegas, where Greg Holt got his first win on the season. Theron Elam Jr. got it done on the dirt at Bristol, but last week at Martinsville was the first multi-time winner on the season at Watkins Glen. And to be quite honest, tonight at Watkins Glen, it doesn't look like he's slowing down either.
No, it doesn't either. And we're picking up at the 12th race of the season. It's Dover. Sorry, I was coughing there. I'm a little under the weather. My voice is off, so I apologize from the get-go here. So 12th race season is going to be Dover, the Monster Mile there in Delaware. Then we move to Charlotte for the race number 13, and that is going to be our throwback night. We've just been announced in the Outlaws Sim Series, so be on the lookout for that race. You're going to get to see some really cool throwback paint schemes. Then we're going to head to Gateway in Missouri. Then we're going to go to the 7/8 mile short track as Iowa. And then we start the playoffs. We're going to have 3 mile-and-a-halfs back-to-back, Kansas, Kentucky, and Texas. All three of them run really, really different. And so those races are going to be, even though they're a mile and a half, it's going to be very tricky to get those right just because of how different they run. Then we go to our second road course of the season, Charlotte Roval. And then we head to Superspeedway Talladega, to the short track, the half-mile Bristol, and then to Atlanta to close it out.
And of course, we still got New Hampshire and Pocono coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. And next week at New Hampshire, very, very interesting timing. That New Hampshire Motor Speedway was the race in the 2001 NASCAR season that was moved to the end of the season because of the September 11th attacks back in 2001. The 20-year anniversary is coming up of that tragic event, and it's just fitting the timing that we have New Hampshire on the schedule next week. But before we get there, of course, we still have to run the 60 laps here at Watkins Glen. Don't you go anywhere. Pre-race interviews and more on the far side of this break. Devin Zimmerman and I bring you more pre-race coverage on the far side.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with the speaker is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Watkins Glen International. I'm Emerson Arden with Devin Zimmerman and Vincent Cortez alongside this evening. Before we get too far into things tonight, of course, want to give a huge shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV and Vos, like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. You provide the image that you want, and we will custom create a beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com for additional info. Use promo code PitStopTV at checkout and receive 10% off of your purchase. Ever wish you could have a race engineer on speed dial? Well, now you can, thanks to Race Pace, a driver development service and setup shop all in one. Work with Tyler, a real-world race engineer, to step up your game before your next race. Pick up pace with Race Pace. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. With locations in Auburn, Lewiston, Naples, and Saco, Maine, permanent makeup and cryo in Maine. Owner Ashley Boyer is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. You can contact Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com, or you can call or text them at 207-358-8683. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. The official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV. You can grab your iBroadcast cameras today at www.pitstoptv.com. Of course, a huge shout out to our friends at BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community. And Devin, heading into tonight's race, we're looking at the practice times. And of course, Joseph Causey, fast as always, and right now has half a second over the rest of the field. But we're looking at drivers tonight, and we might get to potentially talk to some of these drivers here in a few. But what are you looking forward to tonight as in terms of a race, and then maybe who are you looking at tonight?
Well, we know that Joseph Causey, we've seen him last season. He's kind of the road course king of the Outlaws Sim Series. So I expect him. I mean, you can see he's already about half a second up on second place. And was it Andrew Pratt just took over second place there? But yeah, he's about half a second up. So behind him, though, I think that's where the battle's going to be, unless something happens to that 88 machine. But yeah, that second place battle is going to be the big question. We have Andrew Pratt, Jeremiah Stutzman, Tyler Markle, Seth Fitzpatrick, and newcomer Landon Lacey. They are all they are all kind of right there under a blanket, right together. So that battle for second place is going to be very, very interesting indeed. But one guy that I did want to highlight tonight would be that 67 machine of Doug Solms from was it Twisted? I think it's Twisted Axle Racing. Yep, Twisted Axle Racing. He's had just a very quiet, great season. And I want to kind of get him up here. He's kind of at the top of the charts. We haven't really seen him this high, but maybe road courses are his thing. We bring him into the booth. Mr. Doug Solms, are you there? Do you have a copy?
Hello, yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Nice to talk with you, Doug. We've been wanting to get to the booth for a while now. I mean, we watched you race last season. You kind of, sat in the back, kind of learning iRacing. But this season, you're really starting to show up and kind of making a run at this kind of this mid pack. But tonight, sitting up in 8th place right now in the time charts. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just getting used to the iRacing and the wheel and whatnot, and getting more comfortable with it and racing around other cars. I'm feeling pretty good. I hope I have a good finish tonight.
Oh, we hope you do as well. I mean, like I said, you made massive gains from last season. It's great to see that iRacing, after pretty much a year of having the service or a few months of having the service, you're starting to kind of get the hang of it. Kind of explain what you're doing with the season with the open setups and how you're just continuing to improve.
Well, the open setups, that's a big thing because you can tailor, your truck to your driving style. And that was a big help for me because just on default, I could never get it right. But here with the setups, at least you can make it to where you're comfortable with the vehicle. And then it just goes from there.
Yeah, a lot of drivers say that, where you can tailor it to yourself. I'm never dabbled in it myself. Maybe I should. I have a very ginger driving style, some may say so. But it's good to see that you're taking full advantage of this open truck series that Outlaws Sim Series is providing this season. And we wish you luck the rest of the season. Kind of tell us what you're looking forward to in the rest of the season as we kind of wind down here in the regular season and get towards the playoffs.
Well, just I'd like everybody. I'd love to make the playoffs, but just the highest possible finish I can get out of this season.
Well, I definitely think you can make a run for it. There's still plenty of races left. I mean, we're getting down towards the end, but there's still some time to get there. And we wish you the best of luck to get there. And before we let you go, we're going to let you thank whoever you got to thank, shout out whoever you got to shout out. The floor is yours.
Oh, I'd like to Adam for putting all this together. You guys up in the booth. Andrew Pratt for my paint scheme. He did a good job on that. And I would really like to thank my wife for putting up with me when I do this.
I could definitely understand that. We have to have some great wives and partners to allow us to do this. And I got one myself, but very nice talking to you, Doug. Good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully we'll be talking to you a lot more.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
And of course, that was driver of the number 67, Doug Solms. Again, a driver who's been consistently improving in the Outlaws Sim Series. And on the other side of that, a driver a newcomer to the series. And you can see he doesn't even have a number plate because he's came in last minute. But a driver who's shown some speed early on in this practice session. Driver of the number 53, Landon Lacey. And Landon, here at Watkins Glen, I've already seen what you can kind of do on a road course. But open setup trucks. Don't really know what we're expecting out of this 53 truck, but what say you?
I mean, kind of having to throw a setup together last minute, but you know, so far it's working out pretty well. Just need to tidy up a couple corners.
Absolutely. You get into it tonight, and a lot of these guys you don't know. You know a few, but a lot of these guys you don't know. What's been, I guess, the challenge in this hour practice in terms of maybe getting used to the truck along with trying to see how you're going to be able to race against some of the drivers you're currently around in the practice charts?
I mean, haven't really had the chance to race around anybody here in practice, so I guess I'll have to, you know, work that out in the race. But it'll be nice to run around some new faces tonight and, you know, try to find the guys that I can run with and be comfortable around.
Now, 60 laps is a relatively longer road course length than most league races. How are you feeling in your foray into the Outlaw Sim Series and it being a 60-lap race at Watkins Glen?
I mean, hey, I've run 24-hour endurance races. I mean, 60 laps, it really isn't that bad compared to 24 hours. So looking forward to it and hoping to get a good finish for this league opener for myself.
Absolutely. And Landon, I guess one more thing, what do you think is going to be the trouble spot tonight? I think there's a few obvious ones people look forward to, but what are you looking at in terms of these trucks?
It's a little bit of mix of two. I'm looking at the S's for sure, and the bus stop. I think that's going to be your two problematic places for tonight.
I'd say so myself as well. Well, Landon, thank you for the insight, and welcome to the Outlaw Sim Series. I'm going to give you the floor here to shout out whoever you're going to shout out, and thank you whoever you're going to thank for making your debut tonight.
Yeah, first of all, I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you for showing me this league. Thank you to my sponsors. I know I'm running a patriotic paint tonight for the people that lost their lives over in Afghanistan. So thank you to those service members, first of all. And Mid-South Coating Company, my main sponsor, not going to be on the truck tonight, but thank you to them for allowing me to run a special paint. And basically everybody that's gotten me here to this point, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us here in the booth for a little bit, Landon. Best luck to you tonight, driver, and hopefully we're talking to you more tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right on. And that was driver of the number 53, newcomer to the series, Landon Lacey. But Devin, we've seen a lot out of this guy in the other series we run. And he's got a lot of speed under him. And open setup trucks, though, he's new to that regard, I think, in league racing. Maybe not new, but not as up to par right out of the gate with it. Well, what are you expecting with Landon Lacey, who just put it second quickest, a 10th and a half off Nakazi?
Yeah, I was about to say that last lap while you were talking to him, he just laid in just a 10th off of Kazi, a 10th and a half off of that 88 truck. So maybe the 88 truck's not going to run away with this thing. Maybe it just took Landon Lacey just, about 15 minutes to start dialing in his truck. And I mean, that's just the kind of driver he is. It takes him about 15 minutes. He'll learn the truck. He'll learn the track, learn what he needs the truck to do, and then he'll make the truck do it. And so a driver like that, just the more lap time that he gets, the more, more time he spends on the track, he's just going to keep getting better and better. So we might get to see him challenge that 88 machine for the win here. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, just because he is consistently fast pretty much anywhere we go, whether it be oval or a short track, half mile, super speedway, road course. He's pretty much even across the board at all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess I'm going to have to take back what I said. Though he's had a little bit of practice tonight, really getting up to speed at Watkins Glen. These open setup trucks. So other drivers up there that I am very pleased to see up there and having some speed on the road course. Like last season opener winner Tyler Markle, who won at the Auto Club road course. Max Service is bringing some speed out of road courses. Usually very down on himself when it comes to these road courses. Of course, Seth Fitzpatrick emerging back into the top 10 to try to reestablish himself in the playoff picture. Point leader Greg Holt down in 8th. But Adam, I'm sorry, Devin. We still have a couple minutes here. Who are you kind of looking at here? Maybe someone a little on further down that might get up there and mix it up over the course of 60 laps.
So a couple guys that I'm kind of got my eye on who may be able to put something together, keep it clean. That's going to be like Kevin Thompson, guys like Kevin Thompson, John Mickey. They run decently well at road courses in the past. I very well like to see them keep their trucks clean and try to make up spots if guys in front of them have mistakes. Right now, it doesn't look like they have the necessarily, the winning speed in the truck. But if guys in front of them have issues, they could definitely take advantage and capitalize on it. And these are two guys who kind of need some good runs. Need some good runs here. And I think we're going to try and get John up into the booth. John Mickey, are you there? This is Devin in the booth.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going, man? We're at the first road course of the season. Tell us how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm not real happy about it. I'm trying to run decently, but I'm having trouble staying on the track. So hopefully throughout the race I get better.
Well, I hope so too. I mean, it's kind of the name of the game at a road course for the most part, is keep that truck clean and keep it on the racing surface, and you might have a good run, come out of it. And just kind of walk us through how you're feeling. We're kind of getting close to the end here of the regular season. Kind of walk us through what your game plan is as we get to the end of the regular season.
Well, at this point, I would just like to finish the races. I've had a bad luck here lately, getting engine damage, and that's never good. So from tonight forward, I'm just going to focus on trying to finish, and hopefully the good positions come.
Yeah, I mean, you can't finish first if you don't first finish. That is the age-old saying, but I completely agree. And if there's a driver who can get that done, I believe it is you who can turn around their season and get it going in the right direction. And I have to say, man, that is a mighty fine paint scheme that you have on that 69 truck tonight. And before we let you go and get into qualifying here, which starts in just a few seconds, we're going to let you thank whoever got to thank, and shout out whoever got to shout out. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I appreciate what you said. I'll try my best. The paint on the truck is by Rogers Race Wraps, so people can check him out if they want to. He does a real good job. And just my team, Last Chance Racing, we're always trying to make each other go faster. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, we greatly appreciate it, John. Have a good race tonight, and good luck.
Thank you.
Into the qualifying session tonight here at Watkins Glen. And again, with it being a road course, people are going to probably want to go out a little earlier than usual. But shorter lap times, 3 laps, people can afford to wait a little bit, Devin. But what do you, I guess when you're looking at qualifying, especially like at Watkins Glen, what in this 10-minute session, what time slot are you trying to go for? Maybe the first half, the middle, or the back half?
You definitely want to start getting up in the front half of the field if you can, I guess. But speaking for the qualifying laps as well, you do want to get out early on a road course. I mean, it is 3 laps. This is a relatively short road course, but you do want to get out early because that first lap, you kind of want to baby yourself around. You don't want to use up your tires. You don't want to overheat them. And then you want to get that good run. We're watching just Causey right now on board. You want to get that good run off the turn 11, get down into 1. That can really set you up for a good lap. So you want to get that and want to nail turn 1. If you nail turn 1, like you said, you can pretty much go flat out through the S's here. That's a good turn 1 by Joseph Causey. You see Kevin right on the bottom. Just hit that little curbing on the off of turn 1. Going through the S's now. Looks pretty clean, pretty fast. Little loose on turn 4 there up the hill. But that's going to happen in these trucks. That's how you know you got a lot of good speed and power in the rear of the truck. We're in the bus stop now. Break it down hard. Hit the curbings on all sides. And then help what those curbings are doing in the bus stop is helping the truck turn. It basically jars the truck and helps it get around that bus stop a lot easier and a lot faster by basically forcing it to turn that direction of where you're hitting them. So very easy through the carousel, almost flat out in these trucks as well. Getting down into turn 10 now. Let's get a little bit of a braking zone, get low, come off high. You're basically going to follow that little patchwork there that you saw in the asphalt. And the same with turn 11, follow that patchwork, get a good exit off, clip that curbing off the exit of turn 11, and that is a run down. Very good lap time there. So 1:13.0. That's the fastest we've seen him run so far this during practice and everything. So very good lap. He chose to only take one. So, I mean, you pretty much got to get it done on one. The tires are going to fall off after pretty much one lap here. So you do want to do it on that first lap.
Well, the good news is with these drivers having 3 laps, you can run 1 lap, reset, and still get another flying lap after a warm-up lap if drivers ever so choose to. I don't think Kazi will unless somebody's threatening his time, but Andrew Pratt will put it 4th quickest out of 5. Andrew Pratt in the preseason here was very fast. I decided to come and run with these boys in the preseason at Watkins Glen. I was up in the top 5 a lot, and Andrew Pratt was the driver who took that top 5 finish away from me later on in that race. He was really coming alive on the long run. Trying to see what kind of hot lap pace this 75 truck can set.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit off of the pole sitter right now. Let's see how he gets through the bus stop. You can see he's not attacking the curbing as much as Kazi does. Missed the curbing on that one.
Oh, he's going around.
Oh, and then he's going to go around. He's going to save it. It didn't hit anything, but he might want to try. Yeah, it's going to definitely hurt his lap and the next lap, so he would probably be better off to reset, try and take that next lap. Here's Seth Berger, last season's champion. He's going to take the run up to the bus stop. Let's kind of see how he takes it. You really want to attack that first curb. That's what really sets you up for a good bus stop. He attacks it. That's kind of how you want to do it there. Pretty much put all 4 wheels on that curbing and really attack that entry into the bus stop. That can set you up for a good time to get through it. A little loose on the exit of the carousel. We saw Kazi run a little wide there, but that was so he could keep the rear end of the truck under it. And that's just something that you really want to do. You don't want to get that back end flailing around. That's how you light up the rear tires, and that can really upset the truck. And he's not even going to take this time. He's going to reset. So he must have known that lighting them up right there was just too costly for putting down a good lap time. And he's got a couple more laps, so he can afford to take that reset right there.
Yeah, very interesting that he's running a Jimmy Johnson scheme. And oh, Jeremiah Stutzman's going around in the S's into the grass. Did he catch the wall? He's going to scrape it. I don't think that's going to warrant a reset if he has to, but he definitely can. He's got the time to. I don't know. But Landon Lacey will slap it 2nd quickest right now on his first lap of 3. Jeremiah Stutzman's going to try to bring it back up to speed. But back to Seth Bergen running a Jimmy Johnson paint scheme. Again, as a Jimmy Johnson fan, it makes me very happy to see a Jimmy Johnson-esque livery on the racetrack. But intriguing enough, he's chosen to run it at one of the only 3 tracks at the time Jimmy Johnson was competing on the NASCAR schedule that he did not win at. At this track, along with Kentucky and Chicagoland, he did not win at in the Cup Series. He did win at Chicagoland in the Busch Series. But very intriguing that he decided to run a Jimmy Johnson-esque paint scheme at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it's very intriguing. I mean, anytime you pay tribute to the 7-time champion, whether it's Jimmy, Dale, or Richard Petty, it's always really good to see. But yeah, running it at a track that Jimmy didn't win at, maybe trying to change Jimmy's fortunes here by racing it to the win himself. He's not the best. He'll admit it himself. He's not the best road course racer, but he is very consistent, and he just kind of bides his time. He's very good at saving tires, so we might see a little bit from him later in the race.
Kevin Thompson now on his first time lap of the session, already gone purple through the first corner. Can he keep it up? Out of the first corner, getting up to speed and up to the gears. It's getting very tricky here. Turns 2 and 3 up the S's. And I eavesdropped a little bit in on Performance Simsport. Don't worry, I'm not spreading setup secrets. But they were discussing the moment I was in there just how slippery VS's were and how difficult of a spot that's going to be on the racetrack. And very, very intriguing. Always kind of looking at the S's as a slippery spot on the racetrack, but to hear even the likes of Joseph Causey and our point leader Greg Holt struggling through the S's was ear-opening to me at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a race car driver. You always want your truck or your car, whatever you're driving, to be better. It can always be better. There's always something that you need to work on, something that needs to happen with the truck to make it kind of where you want it. If you get to that point, then you pretty much would be winning the race. But yeah, those S's are just very slippery, and it just depends on how you enter turn 2. Because if you enter turn 2 wrong, then you're basically setting yourself up for failure up the hill in turns 3 and turn 4. And then that's when we see the guys kind of lose it because they're trying to catch themselves as they're starting the uphill climb in turn 3. And then by the time they get up the hill in turn 4, the truck's pretty much gone. They start spinning it and hitting the wall. And that's what we've kind of seen in practice so far. Guys kind of chasing the truck up the hill. Oh, there's a curb there by the 33 truck. That's not really going to help. You want to get close to that curb, but you do not want to hit it. That's going to kind of bounce you off, make you check up on the gas, and you're not going to be able to. Ooh, you see the 33 was.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he kind of was starting to chase it up the hill, like we said, and that's what's going to happen if you. Yeah, that's unfortunate for the 33 truck, but that's definitely what can happen. You can chase it up the hill like that, and then just get the wall.
Big hit there for Gilliard in qualifying, and here's Greg Holt. This is the only timed lap Greg Holt is going to be able to set. It's whatever comes up at the end of this lap, because he will not have enough time to set another. So off of turn number 7 on this course, if you don't count the bus stop chicane as corners, turn 11. If you do count the bus stop chicane, Greg Holt will put it 10th quickest out of 16. I guess not bad.
Yeah, not bad. He was sitting around 20th for most of the session, or most of the practice session. So to see him come out and get into the top 10, that's got to be very encouraging for him. Especially, trying to maintain that points lead from his teammate in the 88 truck. This was a track where we thought, okay, maybe the ties will be changing, that points leader might change. But Greg Holt's not going to go down without a fight. You love to see that. Hope we keep seeing that for the rest of the season.
As Kyle Lingerfeld, the last truck to cross the start-finish line. Devin, that means qualifying has ticked over.
It does, and the winner of the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award for the first time this season, I believe it's the first time this season he's won it. Maybe Phoenix, I think he might have won it. I'm not sure. But anyway, the Pratt Tile and Stone Award for Watkins Glen will go to Joseph Causey in the 88 truck. Pratt Tile and Stone, serving Central Vermont since 2005.
Of course, Joseph Causey winning the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award will kick off our starting lineup for tonight's race. It'll be Joseph Causey, and to his outside will be driver of the number 53, making his Outlaws Sim Series debut, Landon Lacey. Row number 2, it'll be driver of the number 71, and Homestead race winner Jeremiah Stutzman. To his outside will be driver of the number 2 truck, Seth Fitzpatrick. Row number 3, it'll be the 42 of Tyler Merkel and the 81 of Max Service. Row 4, it'll be the 75 of Andrew Pratt, the 95 of Devin Smith. And row number 5, it'll be the 89 of Kevin Thompson and point leader Greg Holt in 10th.
And then in row number 6, inside will be Doug Soames in 11th. Outside of him, Randall Barnett in 12th. Row number 7, starting 13th, the 25 of Eric Peck. Outside of him, the 77 of Seth Berger. Row number 8 will be the 33 truck of James Gilliard. Outside of him, Kyle Lingerfeld in the 65. Row number 9 will be Daniel Park in the number 6 truck. And 17th, 18th, the 66 of Joshua Fox. And then, there we go. And, we're having some trouble with the grids there. We'll get to row number 10 in a second. Row number 10, Farron Helam will take the 98 truck to 19th. 20th will be the 29 truck of Brandon Richardson.
Little technical difficulties there, but 16 drivers have set times. So these drivers, the last 4 Devin called out, and the remaining rest of the grid did not set times in qualifying, like the 55 of Jesse Adams, who starts 21st, the 69 of John Mickey, 22nd. Back to row number 12, it'll be the 5 of Matthew Setzer, the 24 of Jason Miz. Row number 13, it'll be the 56 of Adam Gardner, who I believe is race controlling tonight, and the 31 of Brad Bothwell. Row number 14, it'll be the 96 of Matt Rogers, and the 32 of Jeremy C. Poole. And in the 15th and final row of the field tonight is the driver of the number 47, Andrew Schroeder. And tonight's race, there will be 2 stages in tonight's race as well. But again, stages are awarded under natural flag conditions. So the stages will be awarded at the completion of lap 12 and the completion of lap 27 for tonight's 60-lap affair. Let's take a look at the weather heading into tonight's race, and it's looking pretty racy at that. 97-degree track temp, not too hot, but not too cold either. 72 degrees the air temp, partially cloudy. The overcast is going to put a little bit more grip in the track, and not too windy. 2 miles per hour out of the southwest. Devin, what do you make of those conditions?
Yeah, this is definitely some good racy conditions. You don't want the track to be too hot. That'll make that uphill climb a little bit more slippery. So it's already pretty slippery at 96. So I'm sure the drivers don't want to see it get any hotter. It looks pretty good right now. Should make for some great racing, especially in this midfield. The midfield's going to be all over the place. I'm really looking forward to the excitement that brings. We'll see what happens up here at front with that 88 and the 53. 53 is kind of on his heels in practice. A little bit off of him in qualifying, but I definitely think that 53 might have a little something for the 88 truck.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll have to see as they work their way now around the far side of the course. And we're getting ready to go here. The field of 29 trucks, open setup trucks at VAC, going to do battle here at Watkins Glen International, the 2.45-mile layout of this circuit. It's a fun one at that, a high-speed circuit. And again, I think it's very much tailored for stock car racing. And a very important thing to note, I think, is going to be that points battle at the top of the point standings. We've been mentioning that all day long, and it's, I think, going to come into fruition tonight with potential stage points being the factor in tonight's race. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will make that right-hand turn into the safety of pit lane, and the driver of the number 88, Joseph Cos, is going to lead us to the green here at Watkins Glen. Out of the S is a battle for the lead already. Landon Lacey is right on the rear end here, Joseph Causey.
Yeah, Lacey stayed with him and kind of backed up that turn 1 entry when he was on the outside and got a great run off up the hill through the S's. It's right on the back of the 88 truck. He pretty much set up that turn 1 perfectly.
Oh! Big moment there for the 53.
He's able to gather it up, but that's really going to hurt his time. He's going to have to work his way back up to the 88 truck, and now he's got to look behind him now, start looking there. Seth Fitzpatrick there right behind him, putting some pressure on. Or sorry, is that Jeremiah Stutzman? My fault. No, that's the 2 truck. Yep, Seth Fitzpatrick right there behind him, trying to put the pressure on for second. Looking to have a good run. He had some troubles earlier in this, he started off the season really hot, had some troubles lately, but this is a good track to get it turned around on.
Yeah, absolutely, and right around the into the second half of the regular season for sure, and Seth Fitzpatrick could use a nice little run to keep himself in that playoff hunt. And of course, Seth Fitzpatrick now opening up the margin he has to Jeremiah Stutzman and company. As Joseph Causey, with the mistake of Landon Lacey, opens up to now 1.3 second advantage at the front of the field. And we have a wreck. Eric Peck has come to a complete stop on the racetrack in the S's.
Yeah, there's also another truck up at the top of the hill that I'm seeing as well that kind of was, I don't know if he was impeded by the 25, but 2 trucks off. The flags will not be
Oh, we have a truck blown up. It is Greg Holt.
That's our police leader.
Oh, no! Major championship implications. The points lead now goes into the hands of Joseph Kazi as our current point leader has engine troubles, probably because of the stalled truck at the top of the hill. And with the points gap being 21 points coming into tonight's race, give the bonus point and a lap lead point to Joseph Kazi. The points lead was 19 points at the completion of lap 1, and Kazi well over 19 spots up ahead of Greg Holt at the moment.
Oh my gosh, that is a heartbreaker for Greg Holt. Put himself in 10th to start the race. I mean, he's not really what you would consider a jack of all trades road course racer. He was looking to have a decent finish, stay in the points lead, and man, you don't want to see that when you did so well in qualifying and then just have something like that happen. And man, his day is done. That engine pretty much fried. We'll see what happens here.
And we're going to see exactly what happens here on board with the 3 truck of Greg Holt. Again, he was up near the top 10. Here he comes off of the S's here, off of turn 4. Oh, he just gets loose.
Looks like he might have just barely clipped the grass on exit there and just lost the truck. It looked pretty stable through 2 and 3, so man, that was just on exit. I don't know if he was trying to get the power down a little early or if he clipped the grass. Trying to get a run on that truck in front of him and make up some spots, but
Eric Peck just loses it in the middle of the S's, and he'll go around. This is behind Greg Holt, and luckily, I think he's able to call it out, and he's there long enough for everybody. Oh, no, trucks over. Oh, my goodness, the 66, Joshua Fox, got in that one as well. Truck's having to come to a complete stop.
yeah, and that's a really bad spot to have a truck kind of parked. You're, pretty much trying to get as low as you can right there in turn 4, getting off there. You don't want to run too wide because that means you have to put a little bit more wheel into the truck, and that's pretty much going to upset the rear end. I don't know if he caught the grass. I think it was just he lost it trying to get the power down.
Big hit for our point leader, Greg Holt, who is currently in the pit lane and trying to receive service, and a mess on the back straightaway. No caution came out because none of those incidents were tied together, but cautions tonight will be drawn with 3 car incidents in the same incident. But all that said, there was 3 trucks involved in 3 separate incidents.
Yeah, they were all kind of right there together. Maybe 2 of them you can put in, but it wasn't 3 trucks. So we stayed green. Joseph Causey now up to a 4-second lead over Seth Fitzpatrick. I'm not sure what happened to Landon Lacey, but he's dropped back to 11th.
Something amiss, the 53 truck. We'll try to go back and figure out what happened to Landon Lacey in the 53. This might take a moment to find out here. We're going to catch it a little late here, so we'll go back one more time. Try to find out what happened to the 53 of Landon Lacey. This
This would be coming up to the bus stop.
Still.
Yeah, he's kind of dropped back there.
Let's see here. And Lacey not really able to find it, so we'll go back live. But Landon Lacey in trouble early outside of the top 10.
Yeah, I think he just worked his way around Devin Smith, so he is back in the top 10, trying to look for 9th now.
They'll set it up the
And
inside
he's
of
gonna
James
get it.
Gilliard. Yep. Take that spot right away.
Yeah, he's got a real fast truck. I think he may have just had a moment again. We saw that truck was a little loose on, off the carousel. So I'm not sure if maybe that's where he lost it or a different area, but he's got a lot of ground to make up now. Pretty much Joseph Causey's kind of running away with it. He's already got up to 5.5 seconds over Seth Fitzpatrick. So it's kind of become a battle for second now. Stutzman about a second behind Fitzpatrick, and then another couple of seconds back to Max Service and Tyler Markle there. That will round out our top 5. But we get a look here at Greg Holt, still in the pits, and oh my gosh, that's heartbreaking just to see that image.
Absolutely, and this flips the season all the way around, and there is race leader and at the moment new point leader Joseph Causey. And all of this, if he were to finish stage 1 in the first position while Holt doesn't score any points, would make it a 9-point lead to Greg Holt's name. And the same thing would happen to stage 2. Well, then Joseph Causey would take the point lead at the end of stage 2 officially, but unofficially, Joseph Causey, the point leader here. And a battle for the 4th position has just changed hands. Tyler Markle and Max Service going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, Marco's been slowly catching Max through this, through every lap, just trying to set him up. That was a good passing opportunity, but it looks like Max got a better exit. This is Jeremy Poole here. We see him going around at the exit of the bus stop.
And
I think
yeah, it just looks like he lost it by himself. We'll get a replay here, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he may have caught it curbing wrong, or just a little too much. Oh yeah, just a little too much power in the middle. Maybe taking a little too wide. No damage, so his truck will be fine. Just lit up the tires, but if he takes it easy the rest of the way around to the start finish, he should be able to cool those tires down enough so he can drive it like he wants to. So just losing a little bit of time there, but it looks like Tyler Markle did get around the 81 truck. Now the 81 truck is kind of falling victim to
Lane Lacey around.
Oh no, and Lane Lacey around in the bus stop.
There's some front-end damage, heavy front-end damage to that 53 truck, and maybe at this point, maybe a little too aggressive. Another truck around there. There was some smoke there. I don't recall if it was Lacey, but Max Service has a moment off in turn number 11. Slaps the left side of that truck, but he'll only lose 1 spot. A lot of action going on right now at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, and it's just the nature. I mean, a lot of NASCAR guys aren't used to racing on the road courses, so they are a little tricky. And sometimes it catches guys out. It can catch you out pretty much any time, any lap. So you pretty much have to be on it all the time. Pretty good exit there. Really pushing the truck. You can see how he's kind of hanging it out.
Lacey just eats that curbing and oh my, oh man,
big hit.
And here's what happened to Max Service. Same lap, just a corner or two later. Just up the road, Lacey was actually looking at this battle coming up next on his to-do list. But here through turn 10, I think Max maybe a little too much power. No, yep, that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Slaps the left side. Grab a gear, kept going.
Yeah, it's not the front of the truck. Still, it's going to hurt him on the straightaways, but it's not the front of the truck, so that's good. At least you won't hurt the engine any. Just a little bit of aero damage. But he should be able to keep going. He's still in a good spot here in the top 10, sitting in 6th. But he's got Seth Berger behind him. Seth's kind of catching him here. So he's going to have to put up a defense against his teammate here before long.
And it looks like Landon Lacey has called it quits at that. So that'll do it for the 53 truck, who showed promise and speed early. Not able to keep the race in one piece tonight. For the 53, Joseph Causey has a 5.4 second lead over Seth Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and he's slowly been building that. Kind of lost a little bit of time. He was up to about 6 seconds. And then Fitzpatrick was able to claw back a little bit, but as you can see, it's already getting right back up to 6 seconds again. So maybe just a little moment for Causey, but nothing too big. Maybe just got a little squirrely on the exit of the turn. But you can see second and third way back there, pretty much an entire length of that straightaway behind him. But yeah, this is where we kind of get into the pack where we're looking for that battle for second place. Stutzman's kind of reeled Fitzpatrick in since Fitzpatrick initially got by him. Markle here having to fight off Andrew Pratt. Andrew Pratt looking to have a good day. We thought he might have had a good day at Bristol Dirt, but maybe it was the road course that we really were going to see him excel at.
Tyler Markle really flirting with wheel hopping the truck there into turn 1. And if you don't know what wheel hopping is, it's something that I think many people who maybe play the F1 console games would be very prone to doing. And it is just downshifting way too quickly into heavy braking zones in these stock cars. These stock cars are not built to jam it into gear like you could a sequential gearbox, like a Formula 1 car and stuff like that. These stock cars, you need to time those downshifts, and Tyler Markle almost sounded like he was jamming that thing in the gear, trying to get it slowed down for turn 1.
Yeah, and I mean the only thing that you can kind of equivalent to an open wheel car is locking up the front tires when you're trying to get in, but it's not the same. Like you said, it's jamming that gear in. It's not really over braking, just jamming that gear in a little too early, trying to get the truck slowed down, and that front tire starts to hop. And what it does is it pretty much does the exact same as when you do lock the front wheels up, and you just go plow straight. So instead of making the turn, it just goes straight on. You kill your front tires. Oh, big wreck.
Got a wreck in the S's. Jeremy Poole and Jesse Adams around, and here goes our race leader right in the middle of it. Oh my goodness.
Yep, and here comes second place to
Jeremy C. Poole's in a bad spot on the racetrack. What do you do here? He's trying to get back going, but there's not a real gap for him to do so.
Yeah, all the cars are kind of spread out. Looks like he might have a little gap here if he wants to get it lit up.
And he's going to tow.
Nope, he's going to tow.
I think that was the smart move there. There was not a real distinct opening for him to try to right that truck. But a massive incident here. We'll get a replay here, and we'll see what happened. It looks like this is probably Jesse Adams. Something ahead of, the 32 of Jeremy C. Poole. Not really of his doing. We'll see here. This is Jesse Adams going down to turn 1. Oh my goodness, he didn't get that thing slowed down at all.
Way too fast, and then tries to come back on the track.
Oh, man.
No.
That is not how you rejoin a racetrack. And right as our race leader's coming through, man, oh man. That's scary stuff if you're Joseph Kazi.
Yeah, and Jeremy Poole, just nothing he could do. I mean, you're not expecting a truck to come back on like that out of turn 1, especially if they miss the turn. It looks like Jesse Adams just wanted to keep the power down, not lose any more ground than he already was going to. But man, yeah, that was a very, very not good re-entry to the racing line for Jesse Adams there, and unfortunately, it kind of cost himself and Jeremy C. Poole any shot at a really good finish here.
So Joseph Kazi, along with Tyler Marco and Andrew Pratt right now, are running the fastest times on the racetrack. And why that's important, we'll get to that in a moment because I got to do something else real quick. As Joseph Kazi comes through turn 10 and now enters turn 11 for the final time in stage number 1. Joseph Kazi will win stage 1 and cut that points lead in half to Greg Holt. It is now, I believe, a 9-point deficit actively back to Greg Holt, and I believe it'll change hands to Kazi 1-point lead if things continue on this trend by the end of lap 27. Now, back to the point about fastest lap, as the stage results will be confirmed in a little bit. Tyler Markle and Andrew Pratt were in a hot and heavy battle for that 4th position, by the way. They're running the fastest laps and battling. They could have something for a potential podium the way they're running.
Yeah, and it looks like Tyler Markle gives way. That's really not where you're going to run side by side. So the 42 truck backs off, knows that Andrew Pratt may be just a little bit quicker than him right now, gives him the position. It might not be a bad strategy there for the 42 truck. Let Andrew Pratt kind of, drag you along to the back of these podium guys at the moment, Fitzpatrick and Stutzman, and then let Pratt kind of do the work for you, and you just kind of stay right on that bumper and follow him through. So maybe not a bad strategy for the 42 there to let him go.
Well, Race Control has confirmed the stage results, and I think it was fairly easy. The only potential point of conflict was this battle, and it was resolved at the line. Stage 1, of course, goes to Joseph Kazi. Second place will be driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick, and behind him would be the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman coming home in 3rd. Tyler Marco and Andrew Pratt doing battle there, 4th and 5th. Inverse them is how they finished in the stage. Marco 4th and Andrew Pratt in the 5th position. A little ways back is where you'll find the 81 of Max Service in 6th. Then the battle here that Seth Berger has with a lap vehicle there. He is 7th in stage 1. James Gilliard impressing me tonight there in the 8th position in the stage. Devin Smith a little ways back in 9th. And Doug Solms puts it in the top 10.
Yeah, good to see Doug Solms starts to score some stage points. I mean, we talked to him in the pre-race. he's kind of been starting to put it together lately, making consistent finishes kind of in this midfield and finally getting up into the top 10 and kind of staying there, solidifying himself that, hey, I'm starting to learn this thing. I'll be good here before long. So it's really good to see the progress that Doug has made from the first season of Outlaws Sim Series on iRacing to this season. It's very, very encouraging to see.
And Devin, last 2 weeks, we've noticed a duo that just can't separate from one another, and the same thing is going on once again. This is Matthew Setzer currently tailing, guess who? The 65 of Kyle Lingerfeld in 11th and 12th.
Yeah, these two have found each other pretty much the last, 3 weeks in a row?
3 different disciplines as well.
Yep, exactly. I mean, these guys, it always seems to happen that way, where the guy that you're battling with the most and, that you're always seem to be right around each other and you just can't escape. I've had that with a couple of drivers myself, where we're always just right there on top of each other and nothing's really there to separate us, and you just end up running with each other, and for better or for worse. So, these guys are teammates, so hopefully they're keeping it cordial. But, even then, teammates can get kind of heated at each other from time to time. But, just shows, these guys, they run a lot together. They kind of are about the same on most of the disciplines. And, they've been right around each other all season. So we're just more of the same.
I just can't believe, from a dirt oval to a flat short track to a road course, these drivers are still nose to tail, and a driver potentially out of the session, the 71, Jeremiah Stutzman, something amiss. We're trying to figure out what happened.
Let's see.
Gonna find here the driver to number 71, Jeremiah Stutzman, just coming out of the carousel. Not entirely sure what happens, but there's something to know. And now Stutzman is in Florida, but throughout the southeast of the nation, there's a lot of dense storms going on that could potentially be affecting drivers. And Stutzman, a driver who potentially has lagged out of the session.
He has just confirmed across my screen. He's disconnected due to packet loss. So probably something along the lines with maybe a power outage or something with storms. We're actually supposed to get somewhere I am at any time now. So if I drop from the session as well, I apologize. I'll try to get back in as quick as possible, but depending on power outages, you never really know. So we'll see. But yeah, some crazy weather going on across the East Coast, and concerns with Hurricane Ida, and of course. Mentioning Hurricane Ida, we want to give our all of our thoughts and prayers. Send that all to the Louisiana, New Orleans area, Mississippi, with all the flooding, and there was a road collapse in Mississippi that took some lives, and we just want to extend our thoughts and prayers out to them. Wish them all the very best. I know that the Red Cross and helpers are on the ground. So hopefully we will be able to get them back to as normal as they can be, very quickly, and help them rebuild.
Absolutely. Again, a huge shout out to everybody who's helping out in the efforts to help people recover and relieve those potentially affected by the effects of Hurricane Ida. I don't really know how to segue out of that, but Randall Barnett has crashed and gone off in the bus stop chicane, but relatively small, or if at even. I don't think there's any damage to that 63 truck, and it hit the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he got it. It kind of did the same thing that the 53 truck did earlier, but maybe was able to get it woed down enough to where he didn't really plow it off the wall. We'll take a look here.
Oh, we're coming back live, but
we're coming back to live. Sorry, but yeah, it doesn't look like he got much damage to the front. The front of that truck looks pretty good. We're coming up to the section where he went off again. There's our leader right behind him, by the way. So we'll see what happens this time. It looks like he's able to get through pretty cleanly. A little slower and gingerly though. But yeah, our leader already starting to get into lap traffic, starting to work his way around these guys. He's got some battles up in front of him, so we'll see how he navigates that. I don't think that too many guys on a road course will put up a fight, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some inner working battles back here, but they're not fighting for stage points or anything like that, so they can let the leader by and pick it up on the far side. At that, St. Joseph Kazi coming up to lap traffic here. I'm trying to figure out what else I was going to say. Well, we're having battles along the racetrack. I was going to say another group of drivers that can't seem to separate themselves was Max Service and Seth Berger, and that has since switched hands now. James Gilliard is closed up to the back of last season's champion for the 6th position, as Tyler Markle and Andrew Pratt, they actually go at it for the 3rd position as well, simultaneously.
Yeah, and the 71 truck having those connection issues promoted Pratt up into the podium. Probably not the way that he wanted it to happen. He probably wanted to battle for it, but Tyler Markle coming back at the 75 now, kind of seeing that, okay, I'll let you go, but you know, now that we've done a few more laps, my truck is getting better, so kind of want my position back now, if you don't mind. But yeah, definitely closing up here. 33, like you said, closing up on the 77, so some good battles here inside the top 10. One of them for a potential podium spot, so we'll keep our eye on that as we go. It does look like Markle's truck is starting to come to him, and he's just a little bit better right now, although he's hanging back a little bit on this lap, but he was right up on the bumper before this lap.
Yeah, and that carousel's kind of tough, and I think the bus stop and the carousel might be just Andrew Pratt's wheelhouse, if you will. I'm trying to recall back to me racing the 75 truck in preseason. For whatever it's worth, we went to do battle for the 5th position back in the preseason, and it was an amazing battle. Pratt actually had me outclassed in the long run as well, but I could really see him as good as I was in the inner loop, as a lockup there for Andrew Pratt is going to allow Tyler Markle to capitalize. But I would attack the inner loop, and Andrew Pratt would still gain on me. I was so confused at that. I think Andrew Pratt is putting that to work here tonight. Just, he is so good in the inner loop, and I almost don't quite understand how.
Yeah, some guys just have a track or a turn that they just really excel at. Another kind of, you know, enigma turn like that would be maybe the tunnel turn at Pocono. Some guys just know how to take it. Some guys just can't figure it out. Kind of the same thing with the inner loop here. Is just, you know, some guys just can push it in there, and you think you're pushing it in there, but you know, somebody just has it worked out, and they just, you know, it clicks for them for how they want to run it. So yeah, that's just one of those enigma things where it's just, you know, there's a particular turn on a particular track, or just a particular track in general that you just really excel at.
Rejoining the race is driver of the number 71, Jeremiah Stutzman. Though he lagged out and his race is theoretically over, he is 4 laps down. Look at him getting back out there and wanting to compete once again. Very commendable for Jeremiah Stutzman, even though on a road course, very difficult to make up the gap that he has right now to even the next car in the running order. I commend him for getting out here and still wanting to finish this event.
Yeah, that's good that he was able to get back in and still try to finish this thing out. I mean, at this point in the season, all points are good points, so no matter where he finishes, if he can get some points, you know, that's the name of the game right now, to try and make the playoffs. So, I mean, I know he has a win under his belt, so you really don't have to worry about it. But another truck here to look at, trying to gain some points.
Oh,
Greg Holt.
no!
Oh, Bothwell.
Brad
Bothwell
Bothwell.
reckon right in front of Greg Holt there. But, yeah, it's good to see Greg Holt back on the track after those early engine issues where he was able to get it repaired. Still mired down in the back of the pack, but trying to make up all the places he can. Maybe some other drivers will have some issues. Brad Bothwell now misses turn 1.
I think he was
just
letting the
having
leader
by. Oh, yeah, he was letting the leader by. I'm sorry, that was just Causey, but yeah, he's just... Oh, man, that was a big hit, too, coming off of turn 11.
We will go and see what happened to him down in turns 10 and 11. You see him coming down the short chute to turn 10. And the move there, Jason Miz was actually moving in on his teammate Greg Holt, and Brad Bothwell was maybe trying to go make a sandcastle out there in the sand trap. It comes back onto the track. The grass spits him the wrong way, right back into the racing line. Sussman has to stop to miss him. Wow.
yeah, good driving by all those around him who was able to miss and not make that wreck any bigger. And I know a driver who's probably really glad about that is our leader. I mean, he was right behind that. So, yeah, he probably was sweating a little bit there watching Bothwell get back on the track like that. But, yeah, at least nobody was able to be involved. No big wreck. But, yeah, Causey's kind of still about 5 seconds up. Fitzpatrick has taken about a second off the lead, but I think that's more due to the lap traffic that our leader is facing at the moment. But yeah, at the moment is still the Joseph Causey show up front.
Yeah, Joseph Causey well on his way to potential Stage 2 victory coming up at the completion of lap 27. The question becomes pit stops. How long can these drivers go on a full tank of fuel in these trucks? Is it an easy one stop? Is there going to have to be some fuel strategy in play? We'll have to see, and this is quite the sight. In a few moments here, Greg Holt is going to basically see him lose the point lead right here as Joseph Causey will put him yet another lap down. Greg Holt, who was the point leader coming into today's race, is seeing Joseph Causey change the tide right now.
Yeah, and it's maybe changing the tide of the season. We'll have to see as we come back to the natural ovals. But Greg Holt definitely struggling these last couple of races, while Joseph Causey's kind of made himself a player here for the regular season, the regular season points lead. So, yeah, we'll have to track it for the rest of the season. Regular season, of course, but. Man, these two teammates, they're definitely battling each other very hard for that points lead. Greg Holt, unfortunately, having that early race incident that pretty much destroyed the engine in that 3 truck, but still out there. Like I said, all points are good points, even if you do have a race win. So still out there trying to tough it out, see what he can get. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have a changing of the guard here before long.
Speaking of teammates going at it, how about this for the 5th position? Max Service now has, oh my goodness, Seth attacks turn 1 so much more aggressively than Max. That was scary. I thought Max was going to, I thought maybe the session was red flagged or something there in the turn number 1.
Yeah, but then you see that Max gets a good exit off of 1. Seth a little bit better in the S's here, is able to pull back up to him. But yes, Max kind of backs up turn 1 quite a bit more than Seth does. Same here with the bus stop. Seth really taking it easy through the bus stop here. Seth kind of attacking it more. We'll see what happens to the carousel. This is where you really want to start picking up that power, get that run off. Looks like about even through there. But yeah, definitely into turn 1. This next time we want to watch it a lot closer this time. Seth is. So we'll have to see how he times it in. He might want to take a shot here, try and get away that 5th place position.
Kevin Thompson has gone around in turn number 1, has some damage to his truck. We'll pick back up with the battle of for the 5th position that Max Service currently holds. And here's what I'm talking about. You'll see it looks like maybe there's a red flag out or something here in the turn 1. He is coming to a complete stop. But as he said, it is quite the run he gets out of turn number 1 compared to teammate Seth Berger.
Yeah, and then Seth closes right back up through the uphill climb of the S's here. But yeah, it's just Max backs up that turn, so getting in, he's a lot slower, but getting off, he's a little bit faster. So he's not able to maintain that through the S's, though. That's really where you want to maintain that speed difference getting off of turn 1. He's not able to do that quite effectively, so Seth's able to stay with him. And then right through the bus stop, the 77 truck a little bit better through that area. Looks like right here, though, is where these trucks kind of level out, where the 81 and the 77 are about the same. It looks like the 77 got a little bit better exit that time, though, so a lot closer this time getting into turn 10.
The drivers continue to do battle and work their way around here. They're coming around to what will be 2 laps to go in stage number 2. Some stage points potentially being settled there, and a stage point potentially up for grabs here. Matthew Setzer holds the final stage point spot over Kyle Lingerfelt with 2 1/4 laps left in the stage.
Yeah, another good battle on trap. Lingerfeld trying to get up into the top 10. Matthew Setzer kind of hanging on there behind, or in front of him, but very close battling here. About as close as we saw that other battle here as they come to the start-finish line down into turn 1. Nope, did
Oh
Lingerfeld
no.
pit?
Kyle Lingerfeld, yeah, it looks like Kyle Lingerfeld is in the pit lane, so this could be a strategy call. I figured he would have maybe tried to go for that stage point, but decides against it as Joseph Causey will start the final lap at stage 2.
Interesting call there. Maybe trying to play something out for the end of the race. Going for the bigger point haul at the end of the race. But yeah, we'll have to see how that turns out for him pitting here on lap 26. 27 according to the leader. But yeah, very interesting call there by the 65 truck.
Intriguing indeed at that. Not entirely sure what all that was about, but yeah, as Joseph Causey works his way through the carousel for the final time. Want to give a huge shout out to a couple of our own drivers and friends here. Our now I guess part-time race controller Joshua Balliette tonight placed 9th in the Cars Esport Tour, so his first top 10 of the season. The Cars Esport Tour today at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. And Jacob Zala made his Cars Esport Tour debut, finished 14th after making the feature tonight. So a huge shout out to both of those drivers in tonight's race. But a huge shout out also to Joseph Causey, as he'll go back-to-back in the stages. And new point leader, driver of the number 88, Joseph Causey. And the momentum is heavily to the favor of this 88 truck, potentially en route for his 3rd win on the season. And this stretch of races has really suited Joseph Causey.
It has. I mean, the flat short track at Martinsville, he's pretty good at those. And then, of course, the road courses, he's kind of been the king of the Outlaws series on the road course, and he continues that dominance. And basically set himself up to take the points lead here, and does so. Goes out and grabs it. I mean, that's what you got to do as a race car driver. Whenever you're presented with that opportunity, you got to go out and you got to get it. If you don't, then some might say you're no longer a racing car driver. I'm not sure who made that quote. I'm pretty sure it's an F1 driver, but when you see the gap, you got to go for it. So he's gone for it. He gets the points lead. Now trying to take it home and make it a clean sweep here at Watkins Glen.
Absolutely, and I want to make an educated guess, because I'm very sure that would go to 7-time Formula 1 champion Ayrton Senna. Of course, with that famous quote, if you no longer go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver. And this battle for the 5th continues on with Max Service and Seth Berger.
These two have been right on each other the whole time. Seth's not been able to really figure out a way by. Just right when he gets to those passing zones, Max is just a little bit better getting off the turns, and Seth is not able to make that pass. He's a lot better getting into the turns, but getting off, Max does have an advantage at the moment. We'll see when they get to turn 1. We see the different strategies play out here. Max really backs it up. Seth drives it in a little bit harder, but Max gets that way better exit. This time, though, looks like Seth's been seeing what he's been doing. He's right on him as they go up the hill.
I really need to the backtrack. I just said 7-time F1 chain. That is incorrect. I guess I was thinking of Michael Schumacher. No, Ayrton Senna, 3-time Formula 1 champion. My apologies there. Do not come at me, racing nerds. I'm one as well. I promise that was a pure mistake. But Seth Berger holding the 5th position now into the halfway point of this race. Pit stops being made for the first time tonight, and I think the highest driver who has made a stop tonight is this driver. This is driver number 65, Kyle Lingerfeld. Can he go 33 laps on a fuel tank is the question now.
Yeah, we're not sure. I mean, that might be stretching it. I'm not exactly sure how long these trucks can go. But 33 laps does seem like a lot of laps in these trucks.
Oh,
These
Andrew
guys have
Prada
not-
spun around.
Oh, no. That was our 3rd place. get a look here. I know him and Tyler Markle were battling very hard.
Right, and this is very, very intriguing at the least because Andrew Pratt is running by himself at this point. Had a decent enough margin, and comes off of turn number 1, just a little too much over the painted curb. Big hit for the 75 of Andrew Pratt.
I'm trying to look for smoke coming out of the back of that machine, that 75 machine, and I don't see any. But that is still going to be a big hit to the front end of that 75 truck. That hurt his shots at a podium for sure.
Race leader is in the pit lane, and I wanted to make the comment as well with Randall Barnett after he hit the tire barrier in the bus stop. But I think the tire barrier here on iRacing is being very forgiving tonight. If you hit it at a certain speed, you come away relatively well. Now, he hit it pretty hard and pretty fast. I don't know if that's going to be the case for Andrew Pratt, but it's been very, very forgiving tonight, the tire barriers. And for the first time tonight, we have a new leader. It is driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick, as Joseph Causy's down and away. He won't fall any lower than 3rd.
Yeah, it's amazing to think you can come in and get a full service stop and from the lead and still come out in 3rd. But that's just the gap that they had formed on the rest of the field.
Several trucks in the pit lane. Very busy.
Very busy now. So these guys are coming in a lap 31. Was it it looks like
a whole top 10.
Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I think Fitzpatrick is going to come in here on this lap. So more than likely he'll come in here. But yeah, we'll get a good shot right now. But that seems to be, yep, he's coming in. So I'm not sure if that's the end of the fuel or if they're maybe saving a couple. So, I mean, that 33 laps may be doable for the 65 truck.
Well, it'll be intriguing. If Tyler Markle can stay out here, no, he's going to pit in as well. So there's nobody going that long on fuel. I am worried about Kyle Lingerfeld. Can he go that long on a tank of fuel? Other, I guess, thing to factor in is he is already a lap down, so he'll have to run 1 lap less. But still, I don't like the numbers.
I am seeing the 88 coming back down pit road.
Oh my goodness, did he have a speeding penalty? You will have to see. It is oh so difficult to get down to pit road speed, and Joseph Causey did not stop in the box. It was a drive-through penalty for the 88. Devin, I don't know if you have any insight to that penalty. Was it a race control given penalty, or was this an iRacing penalty?
I think it was an iRacing. I didn't hear anything called out over the racing chat. So I'm assuming that's speeding on pit road, maybe speeding on exit. I'm not sure. I mean, he's kind of right there by the exit of pit road where you can kind of pick up back to speed. So maybe he got in a little too hot. I'm not sure, but it doesn't cost him a whole lot. He's only 3 seconds behind the race leader. Considering what he was doing before, he should be able to make that up, but it just makes it that much tougher for him the second half of this race to make it up. You can see he's kind of right there. So we'll have to see what kind of defense Seth Fitzpatrick puts up now that he's got a taste of this lead. I'm sure he doesn't want to give it up. Going to make it really hard. But, yeah, that 88 truck, it's really, really fast. So we'll have to see if he can catch him here. They're sitting about 3.5 seconds right now. And we'll see what it looks like here in about a half a lap. But it does look like the 88 is gaining ever so slightly.
Intriguing scenario here. Potential pit lane penalty for dominant driver Joseph Causey. He was only at a 3.2 second deficit, but for the first time in today's race, he's going to be in competitive trucks dirty air. And it'll be intriguing to see what happens if and when he catches the 2 truck of Seth Fitzpatrick. That being said, we have very much completed our round of pit stops, so don't go anywhere. We're going to go side by side here at Pit Stop TV.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. Sound art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome back, race fans, to the virtual Watkins Glen International. The battle for the lead has tightened up once again. Joseph Causey is now within a second of race leader Seth Fitzpatrick, and understandably Seth Fitzpatrick is probably going to put on the defense of his life to try to secure his first ever Outlaws Sim Series race victory. But how will he be able to do so? For 24 laps, that remains to be seen. So what happened to put us in this situation is Joseph Causey was given a drive-through penalty by race control for not being in the correct lane running down the pit lane. So the drivers are required to mate on the outermost lane of pit lane, which here at Watkins Glen is on the left-hand side, as the direction of pit lane is opposite as most NASCAR tracks. The left-hand side is where Joseph Causey should have been, but he was running down the right side of pit lane, and race control issued a pass-through penalty. Joseph Causey, though, looks like he's going to be able to recover from that if he can find a way around Seth Fitzpatrick. Here we go.
Yeah, they make their way up the S's. Causey right on the back of him. He's going to have a great outbreaking point when they get here to the bus stop. Causey right on the back of that tube truck. He's probably going to try and dive it in. We'll see what happens.
I think Causey wanted to make this race a little interesting for us as he goes to do work here on Seth Fitzpatrick into the inner loop. Here we go. Or, I'm sorry, into the carousel. To the inside, Causey hooks that inner curb. Side by side, down the short chute. Fitzpatrick the advantage.
You can get the advantage off the outside of that turn and make a good defense. He does that. Causey going to look to the inside. Not going to be there. Thinks better of it as they get into turn 10. Here they come into turn 11. Causey going to come a little wide. Maybe try and set up an exit here as they get into turn 1. Another great passing zone. He's right on the back of the 2 truck as they come across the line. The 2 truck a little bit better exit though. That might help him as they get into turn 1. Here we go.
Oh, the sun.
Sending it.
Here we go into the corner, but Fitzpatrick, he can get the advantage on the exit. Side by side out of turn 1, up the hill we go. Fitzpatrick still holds the advantage. Causey the preferred line, side by side into the S's. Fitzpatrick now the preferred line through 3, but Causey around the outside and clears into turn 4. But does Fitzpatrick have a comeback down the back straight?
Yeah, Fitzpatrick has a comeback. Now's the time to do it, getting into the bus stop. It looks like he's too far back. The race lead belongs to the 88 machine again. 2 trucks going to fall in line. He's going to try and stay with him as long as he can. But, man, that 88 truck is just way too strong at these road courses.
What a power move that Joseph Causey was able to take a pit road penalty and still continue on. And it only took him a few laps to get back to the race lead. And he had to work a little bit for it. It was not easy by any means to pass Seth Fitzpatrick. But, man, once he got in the preferred position, it was like clockwork, and Fitzpatrick just had no chance to respond.
Not at all, and that's one of the worst spots on the track where you want to be double file going through the S's, but they made it work. I mean, these 2 drivers, outstanding drivers in their own rights, and they just showed their class right there, getting through the S's side by side for the most part the whole time. And the 88 truck comes out on top with the 2 truck. Nothing to be lost there. I mean, he put up an amazing defense. Especially through the carousel. That was a big power move through the carousel to maintain the lead for just a little bit longer, and actually got that lap led. So, you know, that move through the carousel was able to give him an extra lap led. So that's...
Oh my goodness! That was so tight with the lap truck with Greg Holt. Sorry to cut you off there, Devin.
Oh, no, you're good. I saw it come across the screen. I was like, oh.
You know, Fitzpatrick isn't completely done yet. He gets a great run through the center of these corners. And look at this run down the back, down the short chute into turn 10. Look at the gap. It's closing, still closing for Fitzpatrick into the corner.
He takes a little bit of a... Oh, man, he got a great exit right there off of 10. He's going to get another one here on 11 if he can get down. Get the power on. He takes a little bit wide.
Look at the gap.
Looks like he's still closing. He's still closing.
It's not over. Fitzpatrick putting up a fight into turn 1. Here we go again. Fitzpatrick closes in. Now this is where Causey likes to show his strength. Look at that through the corner. But Fitzpatrick is very strong through VS's. Oh no, and one of our top 10 drivers has gone around. James Gilliard in trouble.
Yeah, the bus stop catches another one out. James Gilliard going to drop down the order. Actually, he's still in the top 10. Here comes 10th place right now. That's going to be Matthew Setzer about to come by him.
Catch a replay.
Let's see if he can get up to speed and stay in that nice spot, but we'll get the replay first.
And unfortunately, it's a very similar story that we've seen tonight. These trucks with their light rear ends. By the way, these trucks don't normally race Watkins Glen. They came back to Watkins Glen for the first time in a long time in the real NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. And oh, that's a hit there for Gilliard.
Yeah, and like you said, the tire walls have been kind of generous. Doesn't look too bad on the front of that truck.
Yeah, so now he goes toe-to-toe with Matthew Setzer for the 9th position. And Matthew Setzer giving a very aggressive go at James Gilliard up the hill. They almost came together in turn 1, but up the hill, Gilliard prevails. And Farron Elam has just gone around Kyle Lingerfeld for position in 13th.
Yeah, Farron Elam was involved in that first wreck that we saw on the S's where I forget who it was that went around at the top of the hill there, but
Eric Peck.
Elam, yeah, Eric Peck. So, but Elam was one of the drivers that kind of got involved in that. His truck kind of spun around on him. Nice recovery drive to get back through the field here, get up to 13th. Still looking to make up positions. He's not too far behind John Mickey, but definitely looking to make up positions. The battle for the lead still going. Seth Fitzpatrick not dropping off very much.
Right, there's corners where Joseph Causey I definitely think has the advantage, but there's others where I don't think Kazi has a clear advantage over Seth Fitzpatrick. Like turn 1, I definitely say is point to Kazi, but really outside of that, Fitzpatrick can put up a fight everywhere else on this racetrack. And let's not forget, lap traffic is right up the road, fighting hard for 9th.
Exactly, and I mean, it looks like Fitzpatrick's very good on the second half of the lap. So Kazi's really good through turns 1. The S's, they're about even. And then after we get through the bus stop there around the carousel and the back half of this track, Fitzpatrick is very, very fast through there. And that's where he's making up any time that he loses on the lap, is through those last few turns. We'll see here through the bus stop into the carousel. You see how easy the 88 makes it look getting through there. 2 trucks still, though, right on him. And this is where the 2 trucks a little better.
Oh, John Mickey has towed off the racetrack.
Oh, no. And he was right in front of Elam, too.
I'll try to see if we can see what happened real quick. Oh, no, this is not looking good for John Mickey. This happens off of turn number 10, but here we go down the short chute. He's tailing Theron Elam Jr. right here into the corner. I'm sorry, that's Randall Barnett. He goes around and oh no, and he got stuck.
He got stuck.
Oh man. And iRacing giveth and iRacing taketh away.
And we saw Max Service do a very similar incident. He was able to get that truck kind of pointed away from like dialing it straight into the wall. Got us more of a side swipe. So his truck didn't take as much damage, but the fact that it just got stuck is a problem.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Lap traffic.
And this is Seth Fitzpatrick's part of the racetrack as well. Can he take advantage of the lap traffic? He might get caught up here with Gilliard. Oh, but Kazi a little sideways over the final curb of the infield of the inner loop.
Yeah, Gilliard just nowhere to go. It's really narrow through there, so I know that Fitzpatrick probably would want him to get out of the way, but that part of the track's just too narrow to do that. So he kind of had to fall in line and get lost a little bit of time here. He's lost about 4/10 actually through this lap traffic battle, make that 5/10. But yeah, it looks like our leader got by a little bit better. Oh, the 5 truck a little loose off of the last turn.
Right, I thought that lap traffic was going to help Seth Fitzpatrick. If anything, it absolutely obliterated his gap to Kazi, doubled it almost by the end of the lap. Up the hill we go. It is now a second advantage in Kazi's favor. Seth Fitzpatrick has to try to make up. And it's not all impossible. Kazi is he's been on a cruise most of the day today, and he's gonna have to work these final 16 or so laps to put this one away solidly. By no means is Kazi done with working in this 88 truck tonight.
No, and I mean that's sometimes what you have to do is put pressure on this guy. You know, he's been kind of coasting for most of the race. Finally, when you get some pressure on him, sometimes they crack. Just because he's not one of those drivers that I expect that from. However, he's just too good of a caliber of driver. But you never know. Sometimes you can just force one little mistake, and that's enough to get back by him, and make them have to pass you all over again. So far, though, I mean, it's been pretty much a perfect drive for Kazi, other than the pit road penalty. But that just gave us some more excitement up here in the booth, and for all the fans watching at home. So, I mean, if anything, it helped the race maybe a little bit, but definitely not what the 88 wanted to see. He probably just wanted to have a nice Wednesday drive to the finish here, but I had to work for it a little bit.
Something amiss for Theron Elam Jr. We will take a replay, and this one's not looking good as well. This is the 98 of Theron Elam coming up the hill. Oh, and Jeremiah Stutzman. Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Oh no! Oh my goodness, that was big. Big hits for Jeremiah Stutzman, and Theron Elam Jr. And I think we are required to take another look at that. Goodness gracious, big hits there.
Yeah, I think this is right where the track narrows, getting into that uphill portion.
Yeah, you would be right about that. Here's Stutzman entering VS's. He, again, was several laps off the pace, trying to stay ahead of drivers like Greg Hold and Brad Bothwell. And just sideways.
Yeah, and then the truck just comes down. Oh my gosh. That's just the natural roll of the truck there. I mean, even if you're holding the brakes sometimes in that position, the truck can roll on you just because it is angled down just a bit to that inside of that turn. But, oh my gosh, that's a big hit for both trucks, and that pretty much effectively will take both trucks out. But you just can't see them. You can't see them until you're right on them, and then you made your decision, and you just know where to go. Almost flipped the truck.
Almost was sent to the other side of the track, and that would be real life. There's a passenger tunnel right there as well. Of course, that's not something that is of concern in the sim, but I just think not even if there's actually spectator tunnels there, but spectators down there, but just the drop of the truck to the ground. That is a steep drop.
Yes, very much so through that section. But looks like Fitzpatrick's gained a little bit of time here on Joseph Causey. He's kind of reeled him back in.
It's not over.
Staying with him very, very well. Looks like Fitzpatrick, the longer he's driving on this track, the more comfortable he's getting. Actually, maybe just riding behind this 88 machine as long as he has. He's kind of learned a few things, kind of emulating what he's seeing the 88 truck do.
Right, I think that's definitely the thing. I think Fitzpatrick, in his own right, is pretty fast at this thing, and something amiss for Doug Solms. Oh no, another top 10 driver in trouble. Doug Solms goes around in the carousel. He'll grab a gear and get back going, but we'll get back to the race lead, because that has since tightened up, and now lap traffic might fall into Seth Fitzpatrick's favor. Looks like that is Lingerfelt. That's Richardson giving way to the both of them.
Yeah, it held Causey up a little bit into turn 11, but he's able to get by him now. But, and we get the 66 truck around Josh Landfox there in turn 11. But, yeah, Causey, another good exit off of one, pulls a little bit away from Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, though, really good here through the S's, pulled him back in. Man, that's a really good series of turns for that 2 truck. We're able to be right back on the bumper of the 88.
Yeah, Joseph Causey, there's no chance for him to just take a break. He's going to have to push this 88 truck, something he did not do over the first half of this race. But ever since his own mistake on the pit lane, the race controllers made it very clear in the driver's meeting. You must stay to the outermost lane down the pit lane, coming down to your pit box. Then you can turn in towards your pit box as would be in real NASCAR. You cannot obstruct the view of any drivers also coming down the pit lane, and Joseph Causey was in violation of that rule, not in the outermost lane. That self-mistake resulted in a drive-through penalty by race control. It turned this race upside down in the sense that Joseph Causey no longer had a walk-in-the-park race to victory. It was, at that, it still looked very much in Causey's favor, as the gap was only 4 seconds after he came off the pit lane. But since he is caught and passed Seth Fitzpatrick, he has not driven away from Seth Fitzpatrick the rate he has earlier in this race. And with 12 laps to go, Joseph Causey, under heavy fire, the dominant driver of the day, might have a win stolen away from him. Tonight, we'll see if Fitzpatrick can do that deed.
And wouldn't that be a story right there, with the 88 truck dominating the entire race, only to have another one stolen away. I mean, we were talking about that at the beginning of the season, how Performance Sim Sports team in general had dominated most every race, but just could not keep it together at the end of the race. And, drivers were winning, and it wasn't them. So finally, Greg Holt was able to get his first win. Joseph Causey has 2 wins, looking for his third here, but Man, I mean, that two truck's so good through this part of the track. He's right back on the back bumper. He gets great exits here too. Another good exit. He's still maintaining, it looks like, down this front straightaway here. But as they get into turn one, we'll see how he gets an exit here. Causey gets massive exits, but
That time he did it.
They will stay right with him, and this is where Fitzpatrick kind of shines, coming up through the S's and the back half of this track. Causey a little loose there.
Causey dancing with the truck. Difficult and delicate dance over the aged service through the S's. Joseph Causey fights the handling of his race truck. Seth Fitzpatrick closes the gap down into the braking zone. Into the bus stop we go once again. This time by will be 10 laps to go by the start finish line, but we still have half a lap until we get there. Causey now extends to 6/10 of a second. Fitzpatrick says no to that. Bring it back down to 5, maybe 4/10. Out of the carousel. Back the advantage to Fitzpatrick as he closes the gap to 4.5 behind Joseph Causey. Here we go down to short shoot into turn number 10. Fitzpatrick had a wonderful turn 1 last time around. Causey, who usually gaps Fitzpatrick in turn 1, did not do it that last time around. Can Fitzpatrick mirror that this time by?
A little bit of a wiggle on exit there for the two truck. He's going to lose some time down the front straightaway. We'll see if he can stay with him through turn 1. This seems to be where Joseph Causey is his best in the lap. Maintaining still. Not that much of a pull away, so Fitzpatrick's kind of learning a little something into turns 1, and then up this hill. That's where Seth Fitzpatrick is a little bit better. You can see he's already taken off about a tenth and a half as they come up the hill, and then he really dives it into the bus stop.
Well, that time back, but through turn 1 was the best Joseph Causey has taken turn 1 in about 5 laps. Joseph Causey really nailed the bus stop as well, put it up to about 9/10 of a second there. So Causey maybe taking it easy to give himself something to still have something to fight later on in this race. But Fitzpatrick brings the gap back down to 7/10 of a second as we work our way down to short shoot once again. Through turn 10, Causey now has the advantage under 6/10 of a second, trying to keep that truck planted. And now more lap traffic. Could this be in the factor towards Fitzpatrick's race? Bothwell pits, but up the track is a red and white truck that could come into play here. I believe that's Devin Smith.
I think so, and it very well could if they catch him at the wrong part of the lap. You know, one of those narrow sections, whether it be the bus stop or up through the S's, where it's just really hard to put a truck side by side. It could very well hinder our leader, Joseph Causey, if he catches him in that wrong section. It looks like he is going to catch him pretty much right as they get into the bus stops, unless he kind of backs off here, but it doesn't look like it. It will be right on the back of him as they get through the bus stop.
Well, with the loss of Adrian Schumacher this season, I thought the fantastic battles at the road courses were done and over with. To be completely honest with you, I thought this was Joseph Causey's race to lose, and it absolutely was the first half of this race. But after that, it has absolutely been a dogfight for this race lead, and Seth Fitzpatrick has brought the heat, but he might be hindered here by Devin Smith.
Yeah, if you just catch those trucks at the wrong spot, Smith gets out of the way nicely there as they get into turn 11. But yeah, if you catch those trucks in the wrong spot in the lap, it definitely will hurt you. And it's just spots that you can't really pass. It's pretty much a one-lane raceway through those spots. And it looks like Causey kind of caught him at a bad spot in the carousel, but was able to make up for it. And where Seth Fitzpatrick kind of caught him on the exit of turn 10. And that really kind of slowed him down and hurt it where his best section of the track is.
We could review the road courses last season. We're at the Auto Club road course, the season opener last season. Joseph Causey led the first 30 laps before he had his wheel malfunction. Devin, you were on the call with me for that one as well. Tyler Markle took that one by 40 seconds over Joshua Balliet. Then we fast forward to Road America. You were still on the call with me for that one as well, where Adrian Schumacher took his first ever Outlaws Sim Series win. Then we got to a nice stretch of races before we got to our next road course at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve at Montreal. And that was a dogfight between Adrian Schumacher and Joseph Causey. Adrian Schumacher put it in a steel barrier with 11 laps to go. That's what I recall correctly. And then with 2 laps to go, threw away the chance by getting stuck in a guardrail as well. That race went to Joseph Causey at the Charlotte Roval. It was a dogfight once again between Adrian Schumacher and Joseph Causey, where Adrian Schumacher got the best of Joseph Causey, making several mistakes at the Charlotte Roval. And then in the playoffs at Daytona Road Course, both Adrian Schumacher and Joseph Causey needed that race to advance to the next round. And though Causey would not win at the Daytona Road Course, he squeaked his way into the next round of the playoffs with a dominant run there. Adrian Schumacher took that one. I thought those kinds of battles were over, but the first road course race of the Gunman Truck Series season here for the Outlaws Sim Series is still hot and heavy as Joseph Causey sideways out of the infield. A 1.3 second advantage coming around to 6 laps to go, and he's still sideways.
Yeah, he's lighting those rear tires up quite a bit, and if you're Seth Fitzpatrick, that's what you want to see. He's not going to be able to get as good of exits if he keeps doing that. So, I mean, it's not a whole lot of time left, and you are falling back quite a bit from where you were. But, I mean, anything can happen in 6 laps. It's a long time on a road course and a lot of turns. So, still a lot of racing left to go. Seth Fitzpatrick could be back challenging for this win very shortly.
Want to give a shout out to the other battle on the racetrack at the moment is the battle for the 14th position. Kevin Thompson and Joshua Land Fox. They are 2 laps down, both of them, but going at it for 14 very much so. And Fox trying to get that positioning. He is down to short shoe. Had a nice run there. It looks like Kevin Thompson very damaged truck, and Fox's truck a little damaged, but not to the extent of the 89 truck. Looks like they'll get ready to do battle down the front straight.
Right on him as they get into turn 1. Let's see if he dives it in. Looks like he's going to stay behind him here, try and maybe get a better exit. Oh, a little slide on the exit there. It's going to hurt him as they get up the hill.
Again, this is the really the only other significant battle on the racetrack besides, of course, the battle for the race lead, which has enriched itself as opposed to the first half. Side by side for 14th, Fox will power right on by the damaged Kevin Thompson and will take it with ease. Looks like Kevin Thompson was always in a losing side of that fight.
Yeah, the truck a little too damaged for the straightaway there. Just not able to maintain the power, I think, that the 66 can at this moment in time. So he takes it pretty easily as they get up there going towards the bus stop.
I guess another battle of note is the one between Seth Berger and Max Service, which was very tight early on. Seth Berger now holds that battle by 3.8 seconds. And looks to be kind of cruising away with that one. Back to the race lead, though. Staying stagnant at 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 seconds between the drivers.
Yeah, everybody's kind of made their bed now. There's not many battles left. A lot of guys kind of spaced out. Fitzpatrick still losing a little bit of ground to Joseph Causey now. But there's still a chance that he could get back up there. I mean, like I said, just one little mistake can get you out of whack and, you know, put you in a very precarious position. So it's not over till it's over, but yeah, I mean, the 88 truck back on cruise control, it looks like.
Remember what I said. There was 3 drivers who won a road course this last season. Adrian Schumacher won 3 of them. Joseph Causey won at Montreal. But Tyler Markle won the season opener at the Auto Club road course. And look who's on the podium. How about the 42 of Tyler Markle, who has since now has a 10-second gap over Andrew Pratt, who made his mistakes towards the middle portion of this race.
Yeah, he's been very consistent, just kept the truck clean for the most part. It doesn't look like there's a scratch on it. So, I mean, that's what you got to do, and he's done it. And he's got up there into a podium position, still being very fast. Not as fast as our 2 leaders, but, you know, fast enough for this podium spot, and he's definitely earned it.
I thought he was sideways there. Looks like he was just trying to make his move around the lap truck. But nonetheless, Tyler Markle still proving that he can road race in the Outlaws Sim Series. Whatever you say about his Auto Club road course win, even with Joseph Causey's wheel malfunction, call it a fluke. whatever you may do, but he can still show the pace to run on in the podium here in the Outlaws Sim Series, and still share a podium with Joseph Causey and the like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's definitely showing that he's, he's going to be up there when it comes to these road courses as well. I mean, he's been consistent in the ovals. I mean, it shows as he is in 4th place in the standings right now. So just maintaining that consistency.
A big nod in the direction of Seth Fitzpatrick, who ate 0.3 of a second that last time around. A gap under a second once again. This race is not over. Causey taking a defensive line, breaking the slipstream down the straightaway. Causey potentially mirror driving in the final laps of this race. Through the carousel, Causey trying to take a wider line to get himself the exit, but Seth Fitzpatrick really reels him in now. Under 7/10, closing down to 0.6 of a second. 2 laps to go. We may not be done.
Yeah, Seth Fitzpatrick, great exit there.
Oh, Causey's off the track. They're going to go side by side. Seth Fitzpatrick and Joseph Causey will go toe-to-toe. 2 laps to go from Watkins, Glen. Seth Fitzpatrick now approaches the turn that he's had the disadvantage to Causey all night long. Turn 1, Causey trying to outbrake Fitzpatrick. They go side by side, and Causey back clear.
He is, but Fitzpatrick stays right with him, as opposed to the last time they went through there. Very close. And Seth Fitzpatrick a lot better through this section of the track. We'll see what he can do up the hill as they get into the bus stop. He stays right with him. Causey pulls away just a bit, but oh man, Seth Fitzpatrick's so good on the back half of this track. Let's see if he can do it again.
A lap and a half to settle it from Watkins Glen International. Seth Fitzpatrick trying to keep himself alive in this battle for the race lead, and Causey trying to keep those rear tires planted. Through the carousel we go for the penultimate time under racing conditions. Seth Fitzpatrick, the gap, 0.5 second. But Causey under attack. The gap under 0.5 second now. Into turns 10 and 11 we go.
That's where we saw Causey make a mistake last time. This time he keeps it off of that, even off of the exit curve there. Being very safe with it. That allows Seth Fitzpatrick. He lets it slide through the exit of turn 11. Trying to get it all he can. Here we go, starting the last lap.
The white flag presented by Tucson Sound Art, and it's not over yet. We thought Causey would have this sound victory away and done with by the time we got to this flag, but it's only a mere 0.4 of a second gap and closing in Seth Fitzpatrick's direction. Less than 0.4 of a second as we crest the S's. Causey sideways. Here comes Fitzpatrick. 0.3 of a second and closing down the back straight.
All the lap trucks getting out of the way. They notice the battle for the lead on the last lap. They move out of the way. We go through the bus stop for the last time, getting into the carousel. This is where Fitzpatrick is his best. Let's see if he can get the run off of the carousel, make his move into turn 10.
Through the carousel for the final time. Joseph Causey, less than 0.4 of a second. Fitzpatrick right on the tailgate. Down the short chute they go. 2 more corners. Can Seth Fitzpatrick get there? Into turn 10, Causey has a 0.3 of a second advantage. Keep it on the racetrack. He's got to be telling himself. Into the final corner. To no avail for Seth Fitzpatrick, or maybe, but off of turn number 11, the run to the line, it is Joseph Causey, a 3-time winner this season in the Outlaws Sim Series. A 10th and a half over Seth Fitzpatrick at the line.
And Seth Fitzpatrick, a heck of a battle to make it for these last couple of laps. I mean, he really drove his butt off to get back to the back of that 88 truck and just made it for a great final battle for the last couple of laps for this race win.
And Tyler Markle will secure a podium position after keeping that truck clean all day. Not a scratch on the Callaway number 42 Chevrolet Silverado. Andrew Pratt, 13 seconds back. He'll come across the line in the 4th position. Or can he? He might be out of fuel. Where's Seth Berger? To the line. Andrew Pratt. Can he get there? He'll get 4th. as Seth Berger will cross the line in 5th.
Oh, that was a little scary there for our 4th place finisher, but he's able to maintain it for now.
Max Service will come across the line in 6th, and Kazi might be out of fuel. That truck is still running. Maybe trying to save some fuel for a donut, maybe. So he works his way to the back side of the course once again. What a job from Joseph Kazi to recover from the pit penalty. But at that, to handle the pressure of being attacked the entire final stint of this race. To the line, Joseph Kazi. Does he have anything for a donut? He'll slam the back of the truck and try to do a little bit. It might be out of fuel. It might be.
Hey, yeah, it looks like it is.
It's out. That's all she wrote. But still a wild, wild race at that. Joseph Kazi used every ounce of fuel in that truck to get it done. And the winner here at Watkins Glen. Don't you go anywhere. Post-race interviews and more from Watkins Glen. On the far side of this break, Joseph Kazi, a 3-time race winner on the season. We'll hear from him and the rest of the podium on the far side.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Watkins Glen International. We're now into post-race coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series, round number 9 at 22 on the season, and boy, it was a thriller. And Joseph Causey, the stat sheet will say that Joseph Causey dominated this race, but let's be honest, by any means in that second half, it was not just an outright dominant performance, Joseph. We heard about the penalty. We'll get to that in a second, but how was that battle with Seth Fitzpatrick the second half of that race?
Man, that was hard to work. That was a hard work one freaking fought freaking race. I'll tell you, that's just as bad as freaking facing Schumacher almost.
We mentioned that. Keep going.
But man, like I had the issue with the freaking penalty. I have a pillow that goes underneath my feet to raise my feet up just high enough for the pedals, and the pillow started moving right when he got side by side with me. Freaking pillow had moved forward, and I couldn't get the pillow back.
Oh no!
So my wife came in here just in enough time. She moved the pillow back when we were side by side, so I could continue on.
That is crazy. Wow, that adds another step to that crazy win. Ah, man, we were talking about that during the broadcast. You know, I personally thought the battles we had at the road courses with the absence of Adrian Schumacher was unfortunately gone, and though the first half of this race it surely looked like it was not gonna live up to be a battle of that nature, the penalty on pit lane given by race control. What say you? And I guess their thought on it may be now skewed a little bit since you still won the race. But what say you about what happened on pit lane?
That's me not paying attention. Basically, freaking, I do it to myself. Hell, I was gonna beat myself before I had someone else beat me at the time. You know.
Right. So you came off the pit lane then, and you were 4 seconds back of Seth Fitzpatrick, which we thought, you know, the way you closed Seth Fitzpatrick in, it was going to be relatively easy after you got by him. But once you got to him, it was all but easy. Where was maybe, I guess, the advantages he had on you that kept him competitive the rest of the race?
Probably because I had to use so much tire probably getting to him, because I was freaking wheeling that thing trying to get back to him. And then when I got to him, finally got past him, hell, you know, I had to try to settle down and freaking, you know, try to stay at a steady pace, and that's harder to do when you done freaking burnt up your tires trying to get to somebody.
Absolutely. It was a heartfelt battle, to say the least. I don't even know. If you didn't have your pedal slip there, was it going to be a much more sound victory, or do you think you still have to
I would have probably kept the distance that I had instead of what had happened to give it more of a more interesting TV. Once that pillow started moving, freaking, I was losing time by the second, because it was my feet were just floating in midair. Let's put it that way. I couldn't have my heel on the ground, and I was just pretty much all doing my foot in midair.
That is absolutely wild. Well, we knew you were going to be fast at the road course, and the stat sheet will say that you led 51 laps, but again, it did not look like that in that second half by any means. But next week, we get back to the ovals. We're at the Magic Mile at New Hampshire, just over a mile in length. How are you feeling about New Hampshire?
Yeah, probably not as good as Greg probably will be. That's going to be Greg's track. Ain't going to be my track. I don't like that track.
Well, I'd say you better get practicing, because after the events tonight, you are the point leader heading into New Hampshire. What say you?
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be okay, but I'm not gonna be great.
Well, I guess we will have to see, Joseph. A fantastic show, Joseph. I think as broadcasters and spectators, we have to thank you for the phenomenal show you and Seth Fitzpatrick put on. So thank you
Definitely,
for
no,
that.
that's definitely something to go look back and watch. I definitely want to go back and watch this. This was very fun.
Absolutely. But congratulations on your third win on the season, Joseph. Who do you have to shout out? Who do you have to thank for getting it done?
Thank you, PSS and them, freaking Greg Miz, freaking Corey, all of them. Freaking shout out to my dad and my aunt if they're watching still. Don't know if they are. Thank you for Adam for putting on the show and you guys for freaking broadcasting the show. So definitely gonna go back and watch this one.
Absolutely. Well, Joseph, again, a phenomenal show. 51 laps led today. Congratulations on the race and the victory tonight. And the points lead at that. Best luck to you heading into New Hampshire and the rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Emerson.
And that was driver of the number 88, Joseph Kazi. And there's always two sides to every great finish, Seven. You're going to be standing by with the other side of that battle, driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, we pull up our second place finisher, Seth Fitzpatrick. My goodness, what a battle those last few laps. Kind of walk us through it from your angle. I mean, you put up one heck of a fight.
But I was giving him everything I had. I knew where we put it on lap 30, and I went one extra lap. I knew he was going to be close on fuel, so I was trying to make him use every bit of it. But man, congratulations to Kazi. It was a hell of a run for sure.
I mean, at the beginning of the race there, you kind of fell off the leaders and lost a little bit of time to him. You kind of maintained around like 5 seconds. Then Kazi had the pit road issue. Once he had that pit road issue, what was your strategy, or what was going through your head when you kind of came out of that pit cycle as the leader?
Oh, when I first heard that he had the penalty, I was like, yes. I just had the lead handed to me. Well, when I got out there and saw he was only 4 seconds back, I was like, what? I didn't understand why he would be that close, but I guess I had lost some time to him because I was trying to save a little bit before the pit. But I was trying to do the best I could to maintain the gap, but I was just horrible on short runs. I was really bad. And through those first few laps, he was able to get to me and unfortunately get around me, but I done everything I could do to keep him back there. But
yeah, we documented the battle from that short run to the end of the race, and Emerson had said it to Joseph earlier. After losing Adrian Schumacher in the series, we were kind of worried that these road courses would kind of become dull and not really have the battles for the lead that we were used to seeing. But my goodness, you brought it tonight. You were on him. You made Kazi work for it, and gave us one great show at the end of the race. And I just gotta ask. I mean, you know that you were close to the point, or on the point bubble there. Is that any driving motivation, to really push it in there?
no, not really. I'm mainly here just to have fun, just to see where we get. If we get in, that's great. If we don't, well, we're just going to keep coming back to have fun.
Well, hopefully this finish tonight will give you a lot of momentum heading into New Hampshire. And speaking of New Hampshire, I mean, how you feeling about that track? A pretty flat, just under a mile track. I mean, kind of give us your feeling going forward in the rest of the regular season here.
I've never been all that great at New Hampshire, really. But I've never really ran there with a setup neither, or tried to make one for it. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll get there and see what we got. Give them all we can.
Sounds good, Seth. Well, we want to thank you again for the great battle that you and Joseph Kazi put on. Great finish. Hopefully this brings momentum to you for the rest of the regular season, gets you safely into the playoffs. And we look forward to talking to you a lot more in the future. And we'll go ahead and give you the floor now to thank whoever you want to thank, and give shout outs where they need to be given out. So the floor is yours.
Yeah. Shout out Kazi for his win. Congratulations to him. And I got to thank John Mickey for helping me with this setup and allowing me to be better than what I could have been here. So I want to thank him. And congratulations again to Kazi.
Thank you very much, Seth. Again, congratulations on the second place finish. One heck of a battle. We loved watching it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, man.
And that was second place finisher, driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. We're going to bring on third place finisher. He was quite a ways back, but Tyler Markle once again shows that he can compete on a road course in the Outlaws Sim Series. Tyler Markle, a clean race truck and a third place finish. How was that run?
A great time. Unfortunately, it wasn't top 2 speed, but it was fun. I only got 3 off tracks, all in the bus stop, like normal. Other than that, it was fun battling Pratt when I could, and then he messed up, so I was happy. Got that, and then unfortunately for Jeremiah, he lagged up. So.
Right, there was a lot of competition up there, and a lot of mistakes, whether it was the driver's fault or not, kind of factored into this finish. But it's been a little bit since we talked about you being competitive on a road course. We think back to last season opener where you won at Auto Club. Does this kind of reinvigorate you a little bit when it comes to the Outlaw Sim Series at road courses?
I'm hoping I can consistently, from here on out, be hopefully top 5. That's just my goal. Winning would be great, but we'll see. Causing Greg are pretty fast every week, usually. Other than that, if I keep getting right setups like these last 2 weeks, I should have had something good at Martinsville, but got hit by a teammate. And Farron almost killed me again today, too. So, that was great.
Right, well, you're talking about right setups, and I have to say, though you won last season, this season, though you don't have the win, it's starting to look like you're piecing together more and more consistent runs, and you might actually be able to make, I guess, a more legitimate shot at the title this season. How do you feel about your season overall?
Overall, great. I bought a setup this week and I adjusted it, so I'm learning to adjust the cars like everybody else is, and it's actually been pretty interesting to see what we can do with it when we can adjust the trucks and everything. I made mine a little bit more stable. It was still loose, but nowhere near apparently as fast. But I also wasn't confident in going deeper into those braking zones compared to some of those guys. So,
well, you know what? It showed that knowing your limit would be the key to a podium finish tonight. Tyler Markle, a great run tonight. Next week is New Hampshire at the Magic Mile. Again, just over a mile in length. How do you feel about New Hampshire?
Excited. If I can have a good setup like at Martinsville, I think it'll be fine. As long as I don't get, dove into in the corner. One of those. That's basically the same thing there, just a little bit wider, I guess.
Absolutely. I could definitely see similar tactics being applied. Maybe even the same setup and extend the gear ratio. I don't know. Just my thought. I don't know anything about setups, to be quite honest. But,
I just keep buying and adjusting some things that I ask people what to adjust, and they're like, yeah, that should be good. I'm like, okay.
Well, whatever you did this week, good enough for a podium once again, Tyler Markle. It was something, quite the show, and again, great battles between you and Pratt earlier on, and Max, and you didn't really get to battle with Jeremiah there. But who do you got to shout out? Who do you got to thank for the third place finish tonight here at Watkins Glen?
It's great. Thanks for the setup that I bought. But one other thing from this race, passing Max into the bus stop was fun. I didn't think he was gonna give it up. So I was like, yep, watch my race on too. But it didn't. So other than that, thanks to the whole team that I'm on. It's fun being in the chat. Funny when they all start yelling at each other and everything. But other than that, it's great. As long as Farron doesn't kill me almost a third time next week, we'll be okay.
Oh, wow.
He told me at Martinsville, and then I don't know if you saw, he wrecked in the carousel and almost turned right back up into me here in this race. So that was close.
Well. A little bit of inter-team discussions may need to be made there.
It's fine. The parents are good.
Right. All jokes aside, Dark Horse Racing showing that they're not somebody to sleep on as well. But Tyler Markle, a third place finish here at Watkins Glen. Congratulations, good friend. It was a lot of fun to see you be competitive once again tonight.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be next week too.
Absolutely. And that was third place finisher, driver of the number 42, Tyler Markle. And Devin, again, a great show. Was not expecting that amazing of a show tonight here at Watkins Glen. And all the credit, I think, goes to, well, I guess Joseph Kazi's mental lapse, unfortunately, on the pit lane. But more importantly, Seth Fitzpatrick for rising to the occasion when he absolutely had to.
Most definitely, and I mentioned it in my interview with him that a drive like this can really boost the confidence and get you into that, winning mentality form that you need the rest of the way, especially closing out the regular season here. Not too long, so this will definitely do wonders for his confidence, wonders for his form going forward. Even though if he may not feel the best about New Hampshire, I still think he can put something together there.
Absolutely, and well, we'll have to wait and see what happens at New Hampshire, but before we go here, we have some housekeeping to do. Of course, let's go through the finishing results of tonight's amazing race here at Watkins Glen International. After the dust settled, 60 laps of racing from the 2.45 mile high-speed road course sees Joseph Kazi winning today's race, and again, leading 51 laps will give the wrong connotation on how today's race went. It'll give the correct connotation of the first half, but a completely wild second half where Joseph Kazi takes the points lead today, but only wins his third race of the season by 1.5 tenths of a second, 15 100ths of a second, and Seth Fitzpatrick would have been a first-time Outlaws Sim Series winner. We'll have to wait another day for that as he'll come home second. Tyler Markle, nearly 40 seconds back, will come home in the third position. Andrew Pratt, out of fuel, will crawl across the line in the fourth place finish. Seth Berger, last season's champion, nearly a minute back, will finish in the fifth position. Max Service, last truck on the lead lap, will finish 64 seconds off the pace in sixth. Seventh place, Devin Smith will be the first truck one lap down. Matthew Setzer will come home in eighth. James Gilliard, ninth, and Doug Solms in 10th, all one lap down.
Yeah, and then we get back to 11th, Randall Barnett, 2 laps down. And the 63 truck, Brandon Richardson in 12th, also 2 laps down. Joshua Landfox brings his 66 truck home in 13th. Kevin Thompson in 14th. Kyle Lingerfeld 3 laps down in 15th. 4 laps down is Jesse Adams in the 55 truck in 16th. Then we start getting to the guys who really had some trouble tonight. Brad Bothwell, we saw him a couple times have some trouble in 17th. 11 laps down, Jason Miz in 18th. 12 laps down, Farron Elam, who we saw have quite a bit of troubles, and Tyler Markle mentioned it in his interview. Farron Elam coming home in 19th, 17 laps down, and then John Mickey, who had that big hit that we documented. He was in position to possibly bring home an 11th or 12th place finish here, and unfortunately his big shunt brings him home at 20 laps down in 20th.
On to the final page of results here. Jeremiah Stutzman was very fast today. He just said it right now in a chat that I'm in with him. That was probably one of the best pieces he had brought to a road course, and unfortunately the result will not show it. It'll be 21st place finish, 24 laps down for Jeremiah Stutzman. And the driver who came in as the point leader today destroys the truck early on in this race. Greg Holt will come home 22nd, 27 laps down. You know what? A valiant effort to wait to get that truck prepared and try to pick up any points he can, because at the moment it looks like it's going to be a very tight point battle between himself and Joseph Kazi. They'll go do battle at New Hampshire next week, and we'll see who emerges as the point leader there. Eric Peck comes home 23rd, 31 laps down. Daniel Park 24th, 42 laps down. Jeremy C. Poole 25th, 47 laps down. Landon Lacey making his Outlaws Sim Series debut very fast in practice and qualifying and the early parts of the race, but unfortunately, early race troubles multiple times. We'll see Landon Lacey's early exit, 53 laps down. Matt Rogers will come home in 27, 58 laps down. Adam Gardner, Andrew Schroeder will not take the green flag tonight. Adam Gardner, of course, our race controller for tonight's race, and I guess is still scored as 28th, just because he's in as a driver and just to help out the drivers he can. And you know what? Between all that craziness, I never even got to confirm the stage 2 results with y'all, so I guess I'll go through them real quick. As we know, Joseph Kazi won the stage, but after that, it was Seth Fitzpatrick with the stage 2 P2. Andrew Pratt came home in 3rd in stage 2. Tyler Markle 4th in stage 2 with Max Service 5th. Seth Berger 6th. James Gilliard 7th. Devin Smith 8th. Doug Solms 9th, and Matthew Setzer 10th in the second stage. That was all the way back at the completion of lap 27, and quite a ways away. And, well, still a phenomenal show at that, but we couldn't put on this phenomenal show here at Pit Stop TV without the help of our lovely partners like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. Use promo code PitStopTV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device today. Pit Stop TV broadcasts are brought to you by Race Pace Setups, a community-driven driver setup shop and driver development program all in one. Pick up pace with Race Pace. We're presented by Permanent Makeup in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. Also presented by Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of Pit Stop TV. Of course, we're also presented by BAM Racing Videos. By a race fan for the racing community. Check them out on Facebook at BAM Racing Videos. And, again, I think we were treated to almost too good of a show here at Watkins Glen, Devin. But we flash forward. You mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. There's only 6 races left in the regular season now. What say you on this desperation run to the playoffs?
Yeah, it's definitely gut check time for a couple of drivers. They really got to start making up places here. You're going to possibly start seeing some desperate moves from some drivers. Maybe trying to take fuel strategy a different way, trying to take a tire strategy a different way. So they can secure a spot, pulling kind of interesting strategies to get themselves in the win. And, we see it in real life as well. So, yeah, these guys definitely want to get into the playoffs and we go for this championship. The guys who aren't necessarily locked in really got to make a move on here as we close this regular season down.
And, well, before we go here, first I want to give a huge shout out to Devin Zimmerman. Once again, you could probably tell he was not feeling the best tonight. And, I mean, it takes a lot for him to stick it out here, the 2.5 hours, to call this show with me, even when he's not feeling the best, to help me out and to put on the show for us here at Pit Stop TV and the Outlaws Sim Series. So a huge shout out to Devin Zimmerman once again, because this is not the first time this season he's had to work while not feeling his best. And, again, I could not ask for a better partner who is more dedicated to his job like Devin Zimmerman. So I appreciate you, buddy, for joining me tonight, even when you probably shouldn't have been, to be quite honest. Your voice probably didn't need the 2.5 hour strain, but I appreciate the sacrifice you made.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to stick it out as long as I can. I'm starting to lose my voice, if you can't tell. Yeah, for putting on a good show for the Outlaws Sim Series, this is worth it. To me, this series has been really great, and I was very heartbroken that I couldn't continue last season, but so glad to be back with them this season. And yeah, I'm going to do all I can to be here. So if that means that I have to lose my voice a little bit, I'll do it.
Again, the sacrifices this man makes, it's phenomenal what he does for the series. That being said, we have social media outlets for you to follow all of the Pit Stop TV action along with us here at at the Outlaw Sim Series. We have updates going up on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter this evening by, of course, our lovely Vincent Cortez working social media coverage tonight. Of course, our Facebook is facebook.com/PitStopTV. We have an Instagram at pit_stop_TV. Our Twitter at PitStopTV_. We have a Twitch channel that we're live to. Not right now, but the Cars Esports Tour was on live earlier today at twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV. And our YouTube channel tonight, youtube.com/PitStopTV1. That being said, there's broadcasts coming up in the near future here on Pit Stop TV, like tomorrow night. 9:15 p.m. Eastern, the North American Racing League, race number 7 of their 8-race season, takes to Austria, where the Red Bull Ring is sat in Spielberg. It's going to be a fun time tomorrow night on a new track to the iRacing service. GT3 cars take to it for 50 minutes of racing action. You won't want to miss it tomorrow night, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Friday night, the Midwest Sim Racing Association's National Series takes to the Lady in Black, the track that's tagged as too tough to tame. The Darlington Raceway hosts the MSRA National Season, their extended series cars, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You won't want to miss that. And we'll circle back around to Tuesday. And what track are we at we're also at Darlington once again for playoff race number 4 in the 13th season of Nork action there in their chase for a championship, where Daniel Falkingham has now opened the gap to, I believe, somewhere in the range of 40 to 50 points with his dominant win last night at Bristol Dirt. But there's still things up for grabs in the Nork chase. Can Falkingham hold on to that 40-point lead? Darlington Raceway, a tough track. The track that's tagged as too tough to tame. We'll see how the Nork drivers tackle it at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, next Wednesday night will be the Outlaws Sim Series standalone on Pits.tv at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. A grand old time, and again, fitting the timing of the New Hampshire Motor Speedway race here in the Outlaws Sim Series to be the same week as 9/11. And again, the race that was moved to the end of the 2001 NASCAR season because of 9/11. So that'll be very intriguing indeed. I heard a lot of drivers are very excited to run patriotic schemes at that race as well. It'll be quite an atmosphere next Wednesday night, and I cannot wait for that. Again, want to give a huge shout out to Andrew Cardinale, the fourth, Eric Brennan, and Zach Lindgren, who held down the fort today at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway as they covered the Cars eSport Tour. I believe, oh goodness, was this round number 3? This was round number 3 already for the Cars eSports Tour, and they did a phenomenal job covering that show. Again, very, very huge props to the Pit Stop TV crew that we have to bring out tonight. We have to bring out all forces here at Pit Stop TV, like Devin Zimmerman, who was alongside me on the mic this evening, along with Vincent Cortez, doing on our social media coverage. And well, my name is Emerson Arden, and that'll do it from the virtual Watkins Glen International. We're happy to have had you all here tuning in and joining us for tonight's broadcast, and we hope you enjoyed the action. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all stay cool. Y'all stay safe. And we will see y'all next time.